Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the NJ podcast. This podcast aims to share stories, tips, and insights about achieving success while having fun. From topics ranging from personal development to business, entertainment, and sports, the podcast will have conversations with experts and people in their respective fields. The podcast will also share insights from Jabulo James's published and upcoming books. The tagline, which is the theme of the podcast, is "Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal." This means that you are doing what you have always wanted to do because it is aligned with your highest values, and this is the only way you can live a truly fulfilled life. Your host, Jabulo James.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Njabulo James, the host of the NJ podcast, and this is season 2, and this is the third episode of season 2, but this is the 24th episode of the podcast conversations that we've been having because we do talk to people from all walks of life. Doesn't matter where you're from, whether you're a celebrity, you don't want to be a celebrity, you're a sales manager, or just an all-around good guy. Baganea supporter, we keep it real. I believe you can learn a lot of lessons from everybody. And the theme of this podcast is success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That means you're going after what you've always wanted to go after, not because someone else is forcing you to do it. So you're going after what's worth it for you. Because if you don't go after something that's worth it for you, you're just going to live a very boring and meaningless life. And on the show today, Namhlanje, I've got a homie of mine. Some moments is slow, you know. I saw him for the first time in a long time at the gym. So it's good to have been reconnected with him. And he is quite thoughtful. He is controversial when he has to be. And he's a funny guy. His name is Karabo. So, Karabo, thank you very much for joining on the show, my man.
Yeah, how's it, man?
Yeah, good. Other than you being telling people that you're an all-around good guy, can you just share some insights on who you are, where you're from, where you're going?
Um, I'm a simple guy from the hood. Grew up at Davidton.
Yeah,
Um, raised by both parents. I was fortunate enough, coming from where I'm from, to be the only
yeah.
kid to be raised by both parents.
That's very fortunate. Eh?
So yeah, I was actually I was the only. I'm the only one out of my old friends. I mean, there's like six of us, a group
Yeah,
of six of us that grew up together over 25 years of friendship,
yeah,
and I'm the only one that had both parents. So I'm very grateful for that part. And yeah, growing up in Davidson, you see everything, from yeah, up and downs.
Bonnet, what did you say?
Shit, a lot.
A
Let me
lot.
just say the streets taught me.
The streets taught you. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like, listen, like I also, funny enough, I can't even say that I grew up in Davidson
No,
because
you
I did.
didn't.
I did it. But growing up, I didn't lie about it. I just didn't tell people that I grew up in Lakefield, Pinoni.
The thing is that a lot people from Ekas,
Yeah, yeah.
we have a problem with suburb kids like you
Mm.
who claim to grow up in Davidson
Mm.
simply because you have relatives there and you just visit in your fancy cars there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Because there's a lot of these guys that claim they're from
Well,
Davidson,
from
but
the,
they're
from the
not.
hood. Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I
So,
never claimed I was from the hood. I didn't correct anybody. Like,
oh,
I didn't correct them. And like they
oh,
made the assumptions. Like some of them said, I was like, no, where were you? Like for example, when you're in HUC,
okay.
and then in Davidson.
Yeah.
And also I've got relatives there. Well, I've got
Yeah.
relatives there. Go and visit. And then when I go to school, some guys who literally lived in Davidson, they
Mm-hmm.
also, where did you go? I know Albans Davidson. What are you doing? Ah, it's a something. I was
Yeah.
like, ah, go to Puma Davidson, Puma Casa show. It's yes, I'm a go to the Pamna show. It's a gang, it's a veil. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, well, let me set the record straight. Dunjabulo is not from the hood. He's a
de-
Lani kid.
I'm definitely not from the hood. I have never lied about it. Jeez, like,
Actually, let me tell you one fact that you don't know.
what?
Um, so I was very close to your dad.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. to him, by the
Yes.
way. So the first time I saw a swimming pool was at your house.
First time you
And
saw a swimming pool?
First time I saw a swimming pool, I think it was early 90s or early 2000.
Yeah.
First time I saw a swimming pool was at your house.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, your dad was my favorite rich uncle from wherever, because he was kind of like an OG to my dad. You know?
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, me and him would click a lot, and then we reunited later. I think it was 2015.
Yeah.
We met at the gym because it was a gym freak like
Yeah.
me. So we'd have a couple of sessions and we'd talk about everything. So he kind of like would advise me about men stuff.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So I was fortunate enough to. He was naughty though.
Okay.
He was naughty though.
Annoying.
Yeah, let me just hold it there.
My mom might listen to this.
So that's one fun fact. And then man, it was very good to see you. When you didn't even recognize me, I was like, this guy doesn't even recognize me.
Yeah,
Killer's son.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? You know, I had to,
I got to
refresh your
remember
memories.
like,
I got a good memory.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that good memory. Yeah, so you grew up in the hood. I definitely didn't grow up from the hood. I'm on record to say I did not grow up in the hood. I grew up. You know the thing about people from Benoni, you always get a bad rap because you're from Benoni. Because you tell people from Benoni, you speak to these people from the north, you know, people from Four Ways,
the Lanis.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm from Benoni. People when they think about Benoni, they think about the absolute worst parts of they probably think of like Actonville and Wattville and even those areas are not as bad as it used to.
Yeah.
And I say I'm from a place that's called Lakefield, Benoni. How bad is that? How bad is that? Come on. We have seen some wild stuff here. Yeah. So so growing up, Ikas, how did it shape you to have the outlook on life that you have now?
As much as like I said, growing up with both parents, I wouldn't say they have 100% credit in how I became a man. Because my mother went to school when I was also in school, and my dad was always working. So you basically raised by the streets, and me being the firstborn, I don't have a big brother like you, to run to and all of that. I was. If I'm bullied, I need to stand up for myself. You
just got smacked. Now you need to do something about it.
Exactly. So you learn about a lot of things. Crime. Davidson is notorious about crime. You learn about crime. You learn about being umchita. Making on girls and all of that. Being street smart.
What are some of them that have the worst pickup lines ever? Hit me with one of those.
Hey, now you're taking me back. Okay, well, this one is typical. Because you would, and then she would say 4. And then you'd be like, Mak Panja 2 na. And then she'd be like 2. And then be like, Njonga bubu na mina na see 2. So that would work sometimes.
Would it? Sometimes, not all the time. Hopefully.
Yeah. So now with pickup lines, you just have to make her laugh. So I went to a public school my primary years, and then one of the most honorable things my dad did was he set me down when I did grade 7, and he said, I'm gonna quit alcohol in order to afford to take you to a private school. I was like, okay.
That is a big sacrifice.
Yes. I was like, okay, let's see. Because, I mean, with us, it's about we talk fair.
Of course. Yeah.
So you see him drinking every weekend, and then for him to give up that in order for me to have a better education.
That's a huge sacrifice.
That was big, yeah. So, I went to high school. I'm not going to say a name because they're not going to pay me.
They're not gonna pay you. They're not paying me either.
I went to a better school, and then I was fortunate enough to perform there. And it's kind of hard coming from a hood, and then now you introduced to Afrikaans. from grade 8. And then you're like, damn.
hit the
Geleke
bluff.
vakantie. You know the vakantie essays every year.
Yo, what do you do for your vakantie?
Yeah.
Ek het baby
Eish.
TV gesit en ek het niks gedoen.
Bruh.
Nee, like you pull up everything.
Yeah,
And
on
what about-
that.
What about the modeling?
Bruh. So yeah, that was a nightmare for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great adjustment. And then, you know, when you go to these multiracial schools coming from the hood, you become cool automatically. Because Atlanta kids want to associate themselves with hardcoreness.
Hardcoreness.
So, yeah, so that's where, you know, I got, you know, I survived.
You survived.
Yeah, let me just say that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, fast forward to that. I studied engineering. We all know how that turned out.
I don't know how that turned out. How did it turn out?
Yeah, so again, you know, gave my dad my results for matric. I did well, and then he was like, okay, now I can get back to my alcohol. And it did. The first thing he did, he bought a bottle.
What bottle of what?
You know, old guys, they buy those cheap wines. I think it was Johnny Walker Red Label, the normal one. First,
There's another one.
yeah,
Not
Red Label.
What are the tiers?
It's Red Label,
Yeah.
it's Black Label,
Yeah.
and then it's your Gold Label,
Yeah. Then there's
and
blue.
then it's green,
Yeah.
and then it's blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then in between they would introduce your platinum and all of that. Yeah, I'm a blended scotch.
I'm up blended
Yeah,
scotch.
but we need another podcast for that.
Just for that. Yeah. Sure.
Yes. Yeah, so, you know, we got back into, you know, drinking alcohol and turning up. And then we spoke about my career choice.
Yeah.
He chose it for me. He was like, the country is suffering, needs a lot of engineers and
Yeah.
artisans. And it was around that time.
Yeah. And
And yeah,
what did you want to do?
I did not know what I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was one of those kids.
I don't know.
I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
And then yeah, studied engineering. You know, I mixed it up with partying. You know, which was one of the things that was necessary. I'm not gonna.
Girls
You
are
know,
fine. I would.
Yeah, and then, you know, I flanked a couple of modules, and he was like, you know what, I'm cutting you off.
I'm so sorry. He's cutting you off
He cut me off.
from
University and everything, because around that time, you know,
Okay, so he cut you off completely. Like
Completely.
you were disowned.
yeah.
Oh snap!
But I was still living in his roof, fortunately.
So you weren't really cut off.
I was cut off, bro. if we have to, you know, if we have to go deep into it, I was cut off, and
Jeez.
then, you know, because we fought a lot,
okay.
you know, because it's something that I don't want to do. One thing that you should never do to your kid is to
Yeah.
force them into a certain career.
Yeah.
Just because he comes from an engineering background doesn't mean I'm gonna be an engineer.
100%.
You know, so yeah, it was very difficult for me to juggle my lifestyle and, you know, school, and I didn't even love it. I was like, okay, bro, fuck it, it's fine. You know.
So what did you do?
So obviously, you know, Tanaga Mama too. She was the one, you know, that was, you know, holding me down, you know, and, you know, trying to figure out what is it I need to do. And then along those lines, I went to the gym. So gym was like my therapy for me. Going to the gym in the hood because I couldn't afford the Lani gyms. Yeah, I trained at Panaga Sabata. Shout out to La Eastland, one of the
Eastland.
biggest gyms, La Pene Davidson.
Okay, I should just pop by.
Yeah, Kasabata, aka
Kasabata.
Nkalagat. Yeah, they call him Nkalagat. Yeah, so, you know, I used to train twice a day because there was nothing much I could do. You know, seeing your friends coming from university.
That's some painful stuff.
Yeah, it was very painful, you know. And then, you know, there was a guy who came to the gym.
Yeah.
It's a very strange guy. I've never met him before. He came to the gym at that time. He was like, "Oh, bro, Kamana Kustembis, I'll never forget him."
Yeah.
He said, "Bro, I'm looking for a bouncer." I'm like, "Bouncer? Imagine, and it's
That's
like,
exactly what they do.
yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, bro, but I'll teach you stuff.
Do me
It's
a
just
favor,
that,
please. Get out of here. Get out of here.
That's what you guys do.
Exactly. So,
But forcefully.
yeah. So I was like, okay. And it's like, you can make money from it. I was like, okay. I mean, you got the size, you know, and so forth. I was like, okay, let me do it. You know, I did it. First gig, it was at a club. We opened a club in Wattville, somewhere in Pinoni. It went well, you know, and then they gave me my salary. The nice thing about bouncing is that they give you your money now.
Man.
Yeah, I'm going to bounce about bamba.
Oh, we don't have to wait until month end.
Oh no. Oh no. We want money now. Yeah, zifuna manje.
None of this 3-day payment plans.
Oh no. Got the money. I was like, oh okay. When is the next gig, bruh? This was nice. It's easy because I didn't even. I was just standing there, you know, hollering at the girls.
Performance measures. Shabampa my 15.
I mean, there's not. I understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, for a few years I was doing that, and then I went to I got a promotion in the bouncing industry because now, okay, let me explain it.
Yeah, please.
So when you bounce in the hood and then you become well known,
Yeah.
promoters tend to connect with you. They like you, and then they want to work with you. Then they put you in management to recruit more guys.
Yeah.
I was like that. And then I a few years after that, I met Kerry, who's a founder of Rock the Shades. I don't know if you know Rock the Shades, but you're from Pinoni.
I've heard of Rock the Shades. I haven't been there.
Disappointing.
Whatever. Whatever. It could be worse. It could be a Kaiser Chiefs fan. Could be worse.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I met him. You know, we did a couple of gigs, famous events. You know, iconic events. Being David Tony. You know, bounced there, and yeah, man. You know, obviously when you get street cred, even your money goes up as well. You know, you have pride. Now, if anyone wants to hire you, tell them this is how much I charge per night.
Per night.
You know.
So like, how do you charge? Do you charge per hour or per night?
Oh no, you charge per night.
Per night. How many hours is that?
Usually gigs, like night gigs, they would start around 6 o'clock and then would end around midnight, 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's, I don't know, 8 hours or something. We don't count hours.
You don't count hours. You count. I'm a slot.
You count the money. Yeah. So, yeah, man. It was fun, and then I worked with the Rock the Shades guys. We did some, you know, nice events, you know, beautiful events, which granted me opportunities to meet with a lot of celebrities as well. You know, making relationships with them, and yeah, that's basically my life. And then upon doing that, there was so there was a wellness, and then a certain company saw me, and then after seeing me, I started selling for them, you know, promoting their brand and all of that. And then on that day, they made sales, and I wasn't even, you know, part of their business. Then this manager was like, "Yo, bro, let me tell you something. You got some potential. Give me a CV, and then we'll talk things out." You know? I was like, "Okay, cool. You know, no marketing and sales background."
Yeah.
And then after the interview, went for training, and then I got in.
Yeah.
Killed it. I realized now that I love selling.
You have selling.
Then you know, I've been doing that for the past, I don't know, 6 years now.
Yeah.
And you know, getting awards, promotions, and so forth. You know, moving club to club.
Promotion.
Oh no! That company doesn't pay that much.
Why not?
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Hey, bro. It's never enough.
Hey, it's tough out there, right? It's tough, yeah.
Hey, bro. So yeah, that's basically me right now. And I love sales, man. Sales and marketing. That's what I want. That's what I should have studied in the first place.
Yeah. So you didn't finish your a degree. You just went straight from bouncing straight to
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a proper because it was first year in engineering, and then second year, and then I left it. I'm a dropout, college dropout.
Yeah, I don't even believe on the whole thing of dropping out. Not that you shouldn't drop out.
Okay.
There's no such thing as a person who's dropping out. I don't believe that. What I do believe is that there's someone that was forced into a position that they didn't want to be in, and they got out of that position.
Yes.
Just because you don't have a degree, and I can tell you this because now I have one, and I've worked with people who have degrees and people who haven't had degrees. What makes the difference is, again, you know this, like your attitude, number one.
Yeah.
If you're willing to learn things that you will not learn in a lecture hall, you
Yes.
will not learn via books, you will not learn by passing an exam, multiple choice. There, like it doesn't prepare you for
Oh,
real
yeah,
life. I don't
definitely.
believe in the whole dropping out thing.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't believe in
definitely.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you know what made one of the things that made me to succeed in the field that I'm in is the love, you know, and the passion for it. Doesn't feel
Yeah.
like work, man.
Doesn't feel like work.
No,
Oh, that's good.
doesn't, man.
Yeah,
It's nice.
That's a beautiful position to be in. Eh?
It's very nice. When it comes with a lot of stress, obviously,
Yeah.
from management and everything else, especially, you know, coming from the situation that we're in as a country.
Yeah.
But, you know, doing what I do, it's very nice.
Yeah.
I just wish one day, and I'm working on it,
Mm.
to do what I love for me, not for
you,
not for someone
somebody
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
that's
think,
what I'm working on right now.
Everybody should be doing that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, one of the things that I think in your business, you don't have one of the copies, no?
You didn't want to give it to me, family shit.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll hook you up with one before you leave.
I'm gonna also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. You
I'm
gave
not
me
gonna buy shit from this guy. I ain't buying shit.
Oh, come on. Oh,
I'm
come
buying
on.
shit.
Why are you not buying stuff from me? Huh?
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
I'll gift you one.
Okay.
I'll gift you one.
Ah,
I'll be
thank
your
you.
Christmas present. It will be your Christmas present, birthday present, Easter present,
Yeah.
holiday present. So in this book, You Are a Business. What the message I put
It's a
in,
nice title, by the way.
yeah, very because you are. I don't care if you are employed, quote unquote, employed by someone, or you're running your own thing, or whatever it is that you're doing, you are the own business, you are the product and the service that you're selling to other people. And I'm sure you work with people. In fact, like I don't even. It's so beautiful knowing someone or spanning over they get this. Do you ever work with people who are just ungrateful for where they are and they're blaming everybody? If you're a salesman, you have someone reporting to you. But Karabo, hey, he didn't do this. He didn't pay me. They're not paying me, but they're not giving 100%. They're not showing up on time. They're not educating themselves. They're not giving the effort that they should be giving.
Yeah.
So if you have a business, I'm like, hey, that is mine.
Big away.
Bigger win.
Yeah.
If you don't work, you don't show up, then
It's
it falls
you.
apart. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
it's on
that's the message of saying you're a business. So
Nice.
everybody should do it. Everyone should like have
Yeah,
a
I think
side
so
hustle.
too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Now, I was reading some quote or some status. This guy was saying, to survive in South Africa, you need a job, a side hustle, and sports bet or something.
No, it's tough, bro. No, it's
tough.
really it's not a joke.
It's tough,
not a joke. Everybody that I know, whether they're here or in Australia, because
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to I work virtually for now, and some people are in Germany.
Oh, nice. Can you
so-
do that?
Oh yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. So virtually, so it's a very unfortunate position to be in. Everybody has got a side hustle, or they like. I was speaking to some guy in Switzerland. Swiss German. I'm like, I want to move to Switzerland. I'm done with this country. You know, I did that whole
fed
thing.
up.
I did that thing that like like with those people do. You know,
Yeah.
it's like now I'm done. I'm leaving. It's
Yeah,
like,
I'm
I want to
leaving
come
the
to
country.
Switzerland. I want to go to Switzerland. It's like, okay, are you sure? Okay, good. Then he started telling me how much it costs for rent, how much it is to eat, how much it is. It's
There's
very
no
expensive.
difference.
No, there's a massive
Serious?
difference. Rent like here is 4 times more over there, and you get taxed 50%. Yeah, I'm like, no way. So everybody's hustling. So that guy was right. You need to have a main job, side hustles, sports bet,
Ew.
forex. You sell
The
this.
side piece.
You have to have everything.
Hey,
You have
bruh.
to have everything.
Sure.
It's not fun at all. It's not fun at all.
Yeah, and so yeah, I really support you, and I think I should read that book because I was also thinking to myself that we currently now we earn more than what our parents are earning, but then we don't have the things that they had.
Such as?
Like most of us don't own houses,
Not yet.
but we earn more than them back then. So now
what do you
things.
think? What do you think the problem is?
I think it's the choices, and you know, this is domances that you know, there's a lot of things that we like. Okay, let me just say this.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I was having a conversation
You think
with,
you can do
with
this to
another
me?
guy.
You
Shout out to Denzel.
Yeah.
So I was talking to this other guy. He was like when he got a promotion at
Yeah.
work, he obviously got a bigger salary.
Yeah.
And the first thing that he bought was a car. And
Okay.
and then I asked him why. Why didn't you get a house, even if like and just secure it? You know, it was hypocritical of me because that was not the first thing I bought.
Yeah.
You know, I also bought a car first. I'm a niceness sound. You know, it's still nice. I still have it.
Is
It was my dream car, by the way. But yeah, that's another
Did
story.
you know what the suspensions?
Oh no, I'm too heavy now.
Oh.
I took over. I'm a coil over.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big guy
Oh,
now.
yeah.
So he was like, in order for me to get to work,
Yes.
I needed to buy that car. So now basically for 5 years I was working to pay that car because I couldn't buy a house
Oh,
or
wow.
to
Yeah.
to pay bond or to even commit to 20 years of fee bond,
Mm.
because also in our economy you're not guaranteed that job that you have for the next coming 20 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like how did you survive the best year of all time, 2020?
right. 2020 was the most interesting year.
Ah,
This is the tattoo of my son.
yeah.
Was born 2020 March.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah, Andwele. His name is Andwele.
Andwele.
Yeah, Inkosibinathi Gamajona.
Amachona, yes.
Yeah. So it was very difficult, man, because I just got a salary increase at the time.
Yeah.
Things were popping.
Before the lockdown hit.
Before the lockdown.
Oh, okay, lucky you.
Driving a Mercedes Benz.
Hey.
Aish. Me and the wifey, brah.
Oh yeah.
Aish. And then we welcoming a new kid now.
Yeah.
We just bought this new stuff. We moved into a nice place, in a nice estate, like Pimidred.
Yeah.
And then lockdown.
Let's stop there.
Surreal.
Let's stop there. Midred. Hey, but Midred. You know this entire, I don't know what's an entire thing. It was a meme I saw, or South African internet. We don't deserve the internet, ne? Because the memes we come up with. They put up a meme of saying, this Midrand guy has this nice car, probably Vrpa, that one. And then is in a nice flat, Mara.
Finish at all. No.
No,
Not that side of Midrand. Trust me.
There's different sides of
Midrand.
Midrand.
Yeah, there's different sides of Midrand. There's nice Midrand whereby you move into it, and then there's, it's nice.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Mm.
And then there's Midrand, the Amavrpa.
Yeah.
Because I moved in with my lady there
Okay.
because of the kid, and obviously you need to.
Oh, you have to
your
finish
stuff
it.
out.
Yeah.
And at the time, I had my own apartment with my own stuff.
Yeah.
Bachelor stuff.
Yeah.
And then also she had her own place, and then we had to collaborate and buy new stuff together. And things were good financially. Things were good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when the lockdown hit,
and then when Cyril sold us the dream of 21 days.
Yeah. We needed to adjust a lot of things. I haven't been in vacation in a year.
You haven't been on vacation
in a year, bro.
When you say vacation, like you haven't gone just to relax somewhere.
Okay, well, I haven't been to. Okay, let me just say, let me be a typical South African.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a coast in a year. No Durban, no Cape Town in a year.
That's like.
So it was bad, especially in our industry.
Yeah. Like, what am I saying? I haven't even been.
Yeah.
I haven't been anywhere in going on. Well, 2022, like 3 years. Going on 3 years.
Serious?
Going on 3 years. I mean, like, okay, I'm gonna preface this. The last vacation that I had was.
It's not a vacation. Was what?
No, I went to Argentina and Brazil.
Oh,
At the
okay.
end of 2019. That is the last time I've seen the plane going over an ocean or seeing a coastline. I haven't been to Cape Town. I haven't been to Durban.
It was bad, bro.
It was bad, bro.
Yeah. So
how did you survive like the lockdown with your?
I was. You know what? I think you had to survive lockdown when you're with your partner.
A lot of
because
people got divorced afterwards.
yeah, because abantu bakhipa ama-true colors,
Hey,
you know. Yeah, and then
Katuje.
yes, but then we also have to look at the bright side. Other people also, their relationship became stronger because they got to spend time together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kumele sihlangane samakhanda, me and my lady, and think things through to say, okay, now this is how we're gonna be spending stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of this. The Merc, bye.
Yeah.
We can't be spending so much money on this.
Uh-huh.
That thing, that's so we're not even gonna drive it.
Yeah,
Can't even enjoy it.
You can't, yeah.
And then just adjust in terms of your lifestyle and stuff like that. Like sadly, ama oysters. Sisibuyela kupapa.
Croissants of blue cheese.
Oh no. Yeah, it's just an example. You just have to adjust life, and then it taught me a lot. Taught me a lot, and appreciate the things that we currently have now. And we survived, thankfully.
Hopefully,
yeah,
God,
but then we're still recovering, just like anyone else.
Everyone is recovering.
Yeah.
Still recovering. Everyone's recovering. So for those people who didn't do so well in 2020, what do you tell them?
Oh, bruh. Sure. Okay, first of all, you have no one else to blame but you.
But it's Cyril.
No, you can't blame Cyril because Cyril also had an assignment.
Yeah.
And you had. Let me make a typical funny example. In the hood, because I would go and see amachita lapho, skuta amaphoyisa coming from Midrand, just kuta amaphoyisa lapho just to see the guys, because staying at home for a long time can be dragging. So when I got there, I saw a lot of entrepreneurs. People will be like, "Yo, bro, listen, I lost my job, so I need to do something." But when the bank come and say, yeah, that's a manazandla. So niggas in the hood were actually
hustling.
Yeah, they were hustling. They were making ends meet. No kwai was so kupukidi.
Yeah.
No store. Last time I checked was 1 rand. Lockdown was 5 rand, and it has levels.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here.
And there's levels to this.
Levels to this.
Yeah, you have your cigarettes from Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
That's your RG Savannah.
Yeah.
And all that. Those ones were like 5 or 50 cents.
Yeah.
But then in the hood, they were like 3 rands or something like that. And then you have, the cigarettes that we smoke, Dunhill shit, and all of that. Those ones were 5 rand.
Stuyvesant Blue baby, Mali.
Stuyvesant Blue. Before I was taking this, now we're like, let me just keep it, because it was scarce, bruh. So the only cigarettes that would come in the hood, which was a very, great strategy from people that were manufacturing cigarettes locally. I'm talking in the Southern Hemisphere. It was about RG and all of that.
Yeah.
Now that lockdown was over,
Yeah.
you find people still continue to smoke it.
Oh,
they're
that's
like,
good.
"Hey, Marim Nandi,
I'm not gonna switch back.
Yeah, I'm not going back there." Because after this budget speech that happened, you saw a cigarette is going up.
Yeah.
These cigarettes don't go up
They don't
because
go up. Why?
they come with trucks and all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't find it as spot.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find the RG as spot,
Yeah.
It's underground shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's one thing about the hood that Lani boys won't know.
Yeah, you worked, sure.
Yeah.
I know you worked. And also people were, they said they stopped us from drinking alcohol. Alcohol sales were banned.
Yes.
I don't know why they did that, but
Yeah.
they did. And you guys don't know how to handle
Oh.
bean. I mean,
And the time is no chwala beats.
pineapple.
Pine. Who didn't do pine?
Which I even did it.
You
That's
did it?
right. That's right. I did it.
Serious?
I did it.
You
Come
lying.
good. Well, Miriam did it.
Serious? I don't believe you, man.
Why?
Are you serious?
Who's Amil, Joe? Who's Amil? We tried it once.
So you bought about yeast and all that?
Yeah, do you know, actually, where we stayed, we couldn't even, that thing was sold out.
Yeah.
It was sold out
It
very
was.
quickly because people knew the
Yeah, they knew
formulas.
the code.
They knew the code. So we had to you had to go underground to get ingredients to make stuff.
To make illegal stuff.
But it was too strong, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, after 2 classes, all right.
So I know.
Yeah,
It was
the alcohol is not
it was
calculated.
it was too strong. So after that, I'm like, okay, maybe we don't need You say we just don't need
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
So
no, yeah. Everyone did the pie, you know,
Pie-
Hunter's Try,
I-
the Apple one, the Apple Punch
Oh
shit.
my God, sure. Yeah,
Yeah, but it was, you know, it was a moment of history.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell my son about it
Sure.
in the
It
next
was
coming
such
20
a
years.
weird time, eh?
It was.
Such a
We
very.
used to read about some pandemics.
But now we live through it.
Yeah,
We lived through it.
yeah.
But like, here's the thing. I remember I was speaking to, actually one of the physiotherapists where you work.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him, what do you think about this pandemic and the lockdown? Was it really that bad, or was it overblown? It's like, we made too much of a big deal of this thing. It was not that bad. Do you think it was overblown, or do you think it was?
Sure. I think, to be honest with you, I think it was not treated with urgency like other countries because it took time for us to get out of the lockdown. Yes, the lockdown was necessary because it's the first thing that you have to think of for the safety of people. And people abafundile, they would understand. Like some of us would understand, okay, yeah, lockdown is it's necessary because this thing we can see it's spreading, you know. Even though there were some conspiracy, some of these numbers are tampered with,
Yeah.
you know. But then when you see other countries now getting back into the market economically, they're starting to boom. Tina, like South Africa, we still, you know. Then that's when I was like, nah,
We didn't treat it with the
yeah, I'm
urgency.
over it. I'm over this thing.
Because I mean, like I wanted to Switzerland and Denmark. I don't think we can even compare the two.
Yeah,
Switzerland and Denmark, they're almost at the point of, it's one of those countries. Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland, one of those countries. They're done with the restrictions.
They're over it.
I call them restrictions, or
Yeah.
they're about to.
You see now.
Yeah.
So events and concerts they were happening there. Tina,
Yeah.
Sisemakaya,
Sila.
Spies Nabushimza, Spugelu Shits. I mean, now we're dancing with the pajamas. You even forget to take a bath.
Those ships at the PH, they were channel. Oh, I was actually get these guys on the show, and then I would ask them, "How was lockdown for you?"
It was very good for them.
Was it?
Yeah, it was definitely good
Did they-
financially.
Did they get paid for showing up on Channel O? Because I know for a lot of DJs, it was tickets. I had a
Really?
guy, Adrian Conradi. Now he's a DJ, events producer. He was like murdered.
Yeah.
He was like murdered from the lockdown. Because you don't have events.
Mm.
NTZ, Tatu Chala Betu, Lukwae Betu,
Eish.
and those what?
Nabachiri bethu.
Nabachiri
Eish.
Habile.
Eish.
God, even hugging was illegal during the
Eish. Eish.
That was crazy. So their events were cancelled. So that's why I'm asking for Shimza and for PH.
They made money.
I'm gonna ask them if they got paid
I think, yeah.
Channel O.
I think they made money because I mean they came up with the concept, if I'm not mistaken,
Is it? Yeah.
and then them having relationships with a lot of artists gave them that edge. Okay, can be an ongoing thing because there was like 2 seasons of it, I think.
Yeah.
So I think they made money from it. I don't know if the artists that were performing
Also made money.
from it,
Yeah.
you know. But then out of desperation, you can just accept anything, and also to be relevant,
Yeah.
you know, because people easily forget.
Yeah.
So you want to be on TV too.
Oh, Brown Dash.
Brown Dash,
Yeah.
the late one.
Yeah.
Brown Dash.
Like, cause his career was like hot.
It was big.
and then it dropped off.
I think with my knowledge, ne,
Yeah.
Brown Dash he's an icon, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
I'll put him there.
Yeah.
He was almost
But longevity wise, I'm speaking about longevity wise. What
Yeah.
like there was a show called Bakokai. If you
Yes.
remember that.
Bakai.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brown Dash was like a Skarangobeso of music. But as soon as he got the money, he requested to be independent.
Yeah.
And then obviously TS had to release him.
Yeah.
Obviously with the money.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you know, without any knowledge of managing your funds and all of that, then you're a dropper. So yeah, it was one of those things.
It's like
you know.
those football players, like it's
Yeah.
they're just
Oh yeah, which Abupule.
gone
them.
off.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And look at. I used to be such a fan of them back in the day.
That guy,
Yeah,
he was a genius.
a genius on the field.
I know him, by the way.
You know him?
He's from the hood, bruh.
Of course, he's from the hood.
You have to
I don't
know everyone from the hood.
I don't know him.
Yeah, you're not from the hood.
I know, but I'm definitely not from the hood, guys.
Yeah, this Java is a great guy.
Yeah, who's Java there?
Yeah, this Java. Yeah, also.
Now, Upuma Davidson.
Yeah, Puma Davidson. Kule Davidson, Nabo Junior Kanye, we was corner now. But obviously, we grew up under them, so they would, visit the hood.
I see.
And yeah.
Zanga bakapira on the league field. I want the discrimination. They guys are discriminating.
Yeah.
Visit us too. We're people too. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, about Clement Mazibugo, now we party with them, you know.
Mara, well, you were busy bouncing, so you couldn't like.
I was a bouncer that drank and party. Yeah, but eventually, event organizer be like, yo, bro, we agreed for 12 o'clock, right? And they'll be like, okay, yeah, and then give me my bottle, my money, I'm partying now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was one of those guys.
Okay,
I didn't have any responsibilities.
No, you have any responsibilities.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Let's talk about since we talked about Jawupule and those guys in terms of sport. Why is it that us as guys go absolutely crazy and emotional when it comes to sport? There's something about Ebola or tennis or whatever sports it is, you get so emotional. So from
I think, it's something that we inherit also from our parents as well.
Yeah.
There was nothing else that they could, entertain themselves with.
Yeah.
It's either you watch football live, or you listen to it in the radio.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with my dad last week. Me and him are tight now, by the way. He was
he took you back. Okay, great.
Good one. Yeah, so he was like, there was a point in life whereby you would listen to football
on the radio,
and then you would visualize everything I would say. And credits to the guys that were commentating. They would make things to seem visual.
Yeah.
And whatever that he would say, you scream, and then Sasa, when you read the newspaper,
it's exactly.
Yeah, you should Benedict Villas very well mixed like but there were no TVs, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You didn't see it.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I mean, there's passion for sports, man, all over the world. It's the most. My dad likes to say it's the biggest church in the world.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's the biggest church. It's big. It's more popular than Jesus Christ, if we have to be religious.
If we really be honest about it, yeah.
Football is big, bro.
Like, some people like go, hey, my big game.
You understand? So, yeah, it divides families, especially the derbies.
Yeah, definitely. At home, I support Paganea because of my mom. Everyone else Kaizer Chiefs. I guess Kaizer Chiefs.
Oh, your mama
Paga. Through and through. To a point where her entire week was messed up if Pagania lost.
Serious?
It's dead serious. She's not so much into it now, but like back in the day, they lost a cup final back in it. I don't think I was alive. She couldn't. It was not boy.
Yeah, but that thing was it's big. But I would literally, with my dad, he's the one that made me to fall in love with the Orlando Pirates.
Oh yeah.
But he had too much passion. My dad used to swear a lot.
Yeah.
And he would swear at this guy on TV for.
Hey, man, I'm so.
Yeah. I'm like, bro. And then my mom in the background while she's cooking. So yeah, it was one of those things that I saw passion for him, and I was like, okay, so this is what soccer does. Now I'm the one that makes noise. I don't swear though, but I make noise.
Yeah.
If you miss, I'll be like, yo,
oh come on.
Yes. And then football is one of the most powerful things, and it brings people together, it divides them.
Yeah.
M7 it's the first thing that you talk about. It connects people.
Yeah.
There's a guy that I met, I remember the say Nike store during lockdown, and we were standing in those long queues. I would meet. And we started talking about soccer because he was wearing a full kite Elon, a Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I was, telling him, you guys must forget about it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, just forget about it. Hey, then we started having conversation. He's still my friend now, know. And at the time, I didn't even know his name. And I had to, ask him, yo,
brings
by the
people
way,
together,
bro,
yeah.
what's your name, by the way?
Yeah,
And
you
then,
didn't-
I'm a cheater.
You didn't even know who his name was.
Yeah.
All you know was an outlet, spotty chicas and chiefs.
Yes,
Yeah.
born, And then, if we spoke for a long time, we could have maybe,
Yeah.
spoke about business.
Yeah.
So soccer, connects people in a way.
It does.
It
In
does.
a very deep way. Deep way. For me, like I follow the Premier League. I follow European football.
Yeah, of course you do. You're a learning kid.
Of course, like listen. No, because I follow it now a lot more just because of the level at which they play. But now that's changing a lot more. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
I like the debates. There's no such thing as debating with someone or ukusukula umuntu othanda i-Kaizer Chiefs or the passion. Hey, talking about
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to know my facts now. I need to know my facts now. I need to know my facts.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because and also like the PSL right now, my understanding is not that very competitive right now.
No. I mean, you have
Apparently Sundowns just came in and basically did a pet.
It's like Bundes now.
Yeah, it's a Bundesliga.
Yeah, it's
now.
a Bundesliga. I mean, you have Royal AM, sitting on number 3, and these guys are just new.
How do they get to third place?
I don't know.
Where are we?
Number 2. We're still fine.
Thank God.
Yeah,
thank God,
number
thank
2
God.
is still
Because the
fine.
Chiefs are the fighting relegation. Hopefully.
Hopefully. We don't. Yeah, but we don't care about them. We forgot about these guys.
You forgot about the Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, there was a guy who wrote a status that says, ever since my kid has been born, she has never seen Kaizer Chiefs lifting a trophy, and my kid is doing grade 2 now, meaning she's 8 years old. So I don't know. We can fact check that, but I don't know.
Okay, let's okay, yeah. Mamelodi Sundowns is there. Orlando Pirates is there. Royal AM. Like, do they don't even have a logo? They don't even have a logo.
It's crazy, bro.
Kaizer Chiefs is 5th.
Stellenbosch. All these guys, Royal AM, Stellenbosch, they were in the second division.
Second division.
First division, actually.
When was it? Last season?
Yeah.
Oh, now so they got promoted. Now they're killing it. Yeah.
So Royal AM was supposed to be promoted, and then they had drama with Safa and all of that.
Yeah.
Then Mam Kiza, with the kind of money that she had, she had to buy Bloemfontein Celtics.
Yeah.
Because it was suffering financially.
Yeah.
And Bloemfontein Celtics is not really a big team financially.
Yeah.
It's a big team with the people. Abase Bloemfontein Celtics in terms of their hearts. That's why during that first sale, they striked. They were like, no, you're not selling our team. Yeah. And then they held back for a bit, and then now things were not going good. They couldn't maintain staff and all of that. Mam Kizo figure out like, now I'm a millionaire. I'm also buying a few of your players that are experienced, and then that's why they're on top, I think.
That is it. Okay.
Yeah.
Mamelodi Sundowns. Dog.
I don't want to talk about them.
Why? It's 17-point difference. I want to understand from a business perspective what they did right. I'm taking my emotion out of the way.
Okay.
What did they do from a business? Because they've been killing it for well over a decade now. What my understanding is.
Close to 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've been. How many Premier Leagues have they won in the past 10 years?
I think 6 in a row.
6 in a row, like
so.
in a row.
Yeah, 5 or 6. I'm not sure.
And then like Kaizer Chiefs went and blew the other one. Do you remember the other
I
season?
blew it.
You remember the other season, Joe?
That was 2019, ne?
They blew it, Joe.
That was the greatest time in football.
Yo, it was so funny. How do you how? Like at one point they had like a 13-point gap.
You know, if I was Bobby, ne, at that particular time, I was gonna give like a coach $1 million.
Yeah.
Just to lose that game. I was gonna give a coach $1 million just to lose that game in order for me to win. Because it was in the bag.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, it was number 1 for 12 months.
Joe.
Straight until the last day.
So they gave it away.
Yeah, they gave it away. They gave it away.
Football is not fair, Joe.
So I think Sundowns, what they're doing right.
How many? 17 points. Joe.
They only lost once.
They lost once. They've drawn 6. They've won 14.
So I think what they did right was, investment. It goes back to business.
Yeah.
They invested in one of the most, top players in the country and all over the world.
Yeah.
Abasabu Kipima and Abachita. And even though those top players don't play, you have, for example, Gif Mutupi.
Yeah.
This guy is a quality player. but he's not in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
So you wonder as a supporter, why? When is this guy gonna play, and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
But then the secret behind buying expensive players
Yeah.
is to train with star players.
Yeah.
Because these guys, they don't train with second division teams or
Yeah.
Abantwana Abancane.
Yeah.
They train with star players.
Yeah.
And so that's what prepares them to be better whenever they play. And also they're more technical than, the flair and all
Okay.
that. So
they're
South
more
Africa,
systematic. Yeah.
yes, South Africa is all about entertainment, the flair.
Yeah.
And we're still backwards in terms of soccer, if we have to be honest.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, remember those exhibition matches that like a Man City will come, a Tottenham will come, and they would just like, give us issues. Yeah.
Yeah, they would. But I remember this iconic match that we had with Tottenham.
Hey, we were passing nicely, right? Oh,
But the commentators, they were talking shit about us.
Yeah, true. Like I remember one commentator was like, because we for like a 15-minute period, we turned into Barcelona, tiki taka. I was like, oh, that's beautiful football from
beautiful.
Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. So South Africa is just like Brazil. In terms of soccer, they're all about entertaining the fans, which we appreciate, but we also want to see some progress,
Yeah. So Sundowns has won it 11 times since they started.
What?
11 times.
In a row.
No, not in a row, just collectively.
Okay.
The most successful football club in the PSL era. They won the 2016 CAF Champions League, CAF Super Cup, yes, Nipper Cup 5 times, the MTN 4 times, and Telkom Knockout 4 times. The first South African team to compete in the FIFA Club World Cup, and they finished 6th place. You see, you see now.
I think you know what. I think also if it was either Orlando Pirates or Kaizer Chiefs that had this stats, it was gonna be made a big deal.
Yeah, but because it's
Pitori stuff.
No, like this guy went in and just ruined everything for everybody.
Yeah,
like Patrick's not to say that he ruined everything for everybody, but like emotional football fans.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he just buys stuff, and that's where Mamkizo is headed.
Yeah,
if we're not careful.
Yeah,
Royal AM in the next coming 3 seasons, it's gonna be like Mamelodi Sundowns.
Exactly.
Because now they just bought this guy from Brazil.
Yeah.
Forgot his name. He Castro, I think. Yeah, he used to play for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah.
So, we have to be careful. Tina Sesepis nama development.
It's a developer.
Yeah, it's Funufagin is never stage fright. Jimini performs, but when you put him on stage, he freezes.
Yes, exactly. For 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20. This is not fair. That's not fair. No, that's domination right there. Like Usbaro Amne. He loves Orlando Pirates. And then nice. I was like, well, that's why you can be a Spari. And then he told me, I asked him the same question. Mamelodi Sundowns is killing it. What are they doing? He went off. Yes, Mamelodi Sundowns. Echo fair, yes. Let's say, okay, Joe, listen. Let's say Orlando Pirates has one, so let's say we have one good striker.
Yeah.
They've got 3 on rotation. I'm like, yes, like of the same quality as your top striker. That's why the depth is just crazy.
If we have to tell the truth, we also do have the kind of money that Petrus Mutsipa is spending on these players.
But he's smart.
He's smart, and also he's not afraid to spend money. Upra Ike, some is 20 million player. He'll tell you about taking players from Golden Arrows. And then, a star player from a Golden Arrows, buy them for like $500,000, take him to, run the Pirates, and then he's going to perform. I mean, now our star player is Ban Lodge. He hasn't scored in like how long?
I don't know.
He's only scoring Natasha Ped. Nah.
It's not fair.
No,
it's not fair. It's not fair.
We need to spend money.
Yeah.
We need to spend money.
That's amazing. I honestly want. Because I'm looking from a business perspective, because my dream one day is to be able to buy a football team.
Oh, really?
That's one of my
serious?
dreams. I'm dead serious. It's one of the dreams. Actually, like in my life.
What are you gonna name it?
What am I gonna name it? I'll buy an existing one. I would like to buy an existing one.
So even if he Kaizer Chiefs,
I'm never buying Kaizer Chiefs.
So
I'm never buying Kaiser Chiefs.
Skukune.
Whatever it is, I'll assess at the day, but I'm never.
No me buy 1 rand.
Eh?
No me buy 1 rand.
No, like okay, so basically my goal is why is it taking you for Tijuana? My goal is to do what Roman Abramovich did for Chelsea, or what Pedro Smith did for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Oh.
And
Yes.
then put the best resources in it, and for me to say, okay,
Sit back.
I sit back, I bought it, we won the league.
And see your money grow.
My money grow. We won the league. We won the CAF
Yeah.
Champions League. You know, like that's my goal. That's my dream. Yeah, I would never buy a Kaiser Chiefs. Never.
Nice.
That's another Paris fan. What is gonna buy it just to bankrupt it? He's suicide.
Kampani uthenge ngisho Cosmos.
Okay.
Ezenkosi.
It's because I don't know which team I'd buy, but that's just like my long term vision. That's why I'm interested in what this guy did.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to make a ton of money to do that. So the reason we chatted on WhatsApp. I want to know why you think this guy is the GOAT. Hmm?
Oh my God.
Why do you think Mayweather is the GOAT? Like, explain
Floyd,
to me. Explain to me.
Mayweather.
Explain to me. He's the GOAT in terms of all around business and hitting and not getting hit, but as a pure boxer. I want to get your perspective. Why you think Floyd Mayweather is TPE, the best ever?
He's an icon, man.
Yeah.
Look, I think first of all, it's very easy to hate Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yes.
He makes it very hard for you to love him. And because of his offering, lifestyle. But if you analyze his game inside the ring, you realize that this guy is actually a good boxer. He cracked the code. He best defender in the whole game. Yeah, actually, And my thing is that when I said I can debate this thing of
Sugar Ray.
What's his
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah, what's his record?
His record. He's like, let me bring that up.
170 something.
No, it's more than that.
100 and something.
This guy.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's check out his record. His record is crazy. Sugar Ray Robinson. So let's look at this guy's record. 201 fights.
Yes.
174 wins.
How many losses?
109 KOs.
Yes.
19 losses, 6 draws. And
okay, hold it there.
Yeah.
So now, you know what makes this person a GOAT? Other than him being a very skillful fighter.
Yeah.
Because if we have to be honest, we didn't watch this guy fight.
I know, we didn't.
You see, we didn't watch him live. We can't even go back to the old tapes.
Yeah.
But we know the facts.
Yeah.
It's only a record that makes him a GOAT.
Yeah.
But there's a guy in England that fought more than 300 times. But people don't talk about him. I think his name is Lux or something like that. If you can just Google English boxer with the most records, he has over 300 fights, but people don't talk about him. So now, for me, that nullifies, it doesn't even, put that into GOAT status.
Yeah. Kristen Late.
Yeah. No, it's not him.
It's not him.
No, it's not him.
The boxer with 300 fights and 2. Oh, okay, no. This guy is different. This guy is 279 defeats. It's a different thing.
No, my bad. I don't know, my bad.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, go here. And then click here. Len. This one. Yeah, Len. Okay. Yeah. Just Google this guy and check how many fights he has. Yeah. 300 and 339.
I'm just going to copy this and then just make sure I can see.
He has more than 400 fights, and he has more than 300 fights. So now, here's the secret.
400. This is crazy. 473 fights, 342 wins, 93 by KO. But he has like 86 losses and 43 draws. 86.
Thank you. So now
he doesn't have. Yeah.
So now you see now. So if you're gonna base GOAT status on this, then he should be the GOAT because he fought more than any other boxer. You know what I mean? And he was successful at it because if you look at the ratio, it's not even 50%. So my thing is this. I think Floyd Money May is a GOAT simply because he has fought more champions than Sugar Ray. That's a fact.
Is it?
It's a fact.
Is it?
Yeah. Sugar Ray, what made Sugar Ray not had to have a lot of fights is that he didn't fight champions. He fought Tom, Dick, and Harry. This guy fought almost every weekend.
Yeah, no.
That's why he knocked everyone out.
With this, I looked it up. I'm like, okay,
Please
so,
look it up.
yeah, because with this, I looked it up when I was like looking, going through a documentary just to say, like, do I know what's actually
Just to
going on?
prepare and stuff.
I know. I used to think that because I started getting into boxing. I think it was 2006. I used to play this game called Fight Night Round 3. Yeah. And then at that time, Pacquiao was big. Pacquiao was explosive fighter. Roy Jones was tapering off, and then Mayweather was coming in.
Oof.
I was like undefeated. How can I used to think Rocky Marciano was the GOAT as well. A heavyweight is undefeated. A heavyweight is undefeated. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So then I started doing research, and then every boxing historian,
Talk about Sugar.
the greatest fighters alive at that time. Mike Tyson would talk about it. Evander
Ali.
Holyfield, Ali would talk about it. Obviously, Floyd is not being Floyd. He's not gonna say there's a fighter better than him. Like, you shouldn't say that. Ronaldo will never say there's a person better than him. So then I asked myself, what is it? And then they said this guy he beat every single champion I was in front of. I don't know if it was one of I don't know if it was I think it was more than 11. And he won in different weight classes as
So
well.
you see now with Floyd, he has over 17 pay-per-view. And you know, with pay-per-view, it's
money,
It's money. And I mean, come on.
Well, like first of all, let's get this out the way. Floyd is 49-0, not 50-0. I'm not counting Conor.
Okay.
No, that's not fair. I'm not even counting that.
But Conor is a boxer too.
He's not a boxer.
He's a boxer.
No, don't.
It's in his belt.
Don't disrespect.
I'm serious.
I know he's got the boxing license. Let's be. If it's Kunisa, so come on. That wasn't even a fair fight. Did you watch that Conor fight?
I did. I enjoyed it.
I had a good time.
I enjoyed it because of how they sold it and the trash talk behind it.
Next would come down to it like, hey, Floyd messed him up. Go big time.
And he dragged it nicely.
He dragged it nicely. You know, like when he started the fight, Mayweather, being the genius that he is, is that he, in the first couple of rounds, he wanted to test Conor's punching power. The moment I think Conor hit him with an uppercut, and then Mayweather didn't move, he's like,
He was
got
like,
him.
got you.
I've got him. I know
nice.
you murdered him. You murdered him.
Yeah,
You murdered
nice.
him. So like for me, doing the research is that all people, the goats of boxing say that this guy is the goat.
My thing is this. Floyd Money Mayweather fought
He fought 22 world champions. 22. Almost half his fights were world champions, and he beat every single one of them.
exactly.
He's never been knocked down
Exactly. So now
or knocked out.
So now with Floyd, he fought people that were well known to be fighters. That's why I'm saying that he fought more champions than any other boxer. I mean, Muhammad Ali, who's also regarded as the GOAT, was knocked out by a guy who only had 7 fights.
Yeah.
Who knows this guy's third fight? You understand? So that's what I'm saying. We can't really go back into.
We can't go back,
who
which is
fought
a
with
travesty.
him,
Which
Yeah, but then we've seen Floyd dominating in every era. This guy started in '96.
Yeah.
He dominated in the late '90s. He dominated in the early 2000s. 2010, he was at his prime, and he was a champion in different weight class.
Yeah.
5 different weight class. Who
5
does that?
Yes, like this
That's
guy
like
does.
lightweight.
Yeah.
Welterweight, light featherweight. If he wanted, he was gonna go to middleweight.
Middleweight, yeah.
Yeah, because that was the next one, the next step.
Like Bleacher Report. Like, I don't know what they say. Roy Jones, number 10. Archie Moore, the old mongoose, number 9. Rocky Marciano.
Oh no, they're not gonna say anything about.
I don't know why.
About
Big George
Floyd.
Foreman. Roberto Duran. I say we look at Sugar Ray
I
Leonard.
love Sugar Ray.
Yeah,
He was the first boxer I've ever watched.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
He's good, eh?
Yeah.
Iron Mike. Top 4. Iron Mike's my top 4 all time, guys.
Oh,
I say
no.
look at
It's not.
Joe Lewis. You see Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson. Like most of these top 10 lists have got Sugar Ray at the top.
Yeah, I think it's because of the records. Also, Mexicans and black fighters, especially in America, they dominate the sport.
Yeah.
So now you did not know about Len.
No, I didn't.
You see, I just
Joe
told you about
Louis.
Len, and he had the most record than
Yes, a lot.
everyone on
That's-
the list.
Man, Pac-Man number 4.
Mm.
People need to stop saying, okay, that this
Floyd
this
number
list,
3.
this makes sense to Sugar Ray Robinson.
Mm.
This is I don't believe this
You
list.
see now,
I don't believe this
they
list
put
at all.
Muhammad Ali.
Number 1.
You see, it's an opinion.
It's an opinion.
That's why we engage it with this
this
thing.
is an opinion. Because like, I don't mind someone saying Floyd is the greatest fighter of all time.
Yes.
Because I still
Yes.
put Sugar Ray Robinson.
Oh, no,
I still
yes.
put Sugar Ray.
My thing is
Yeah?
this: I don't think you should, because you did not watch this guy fight. You
Again,
don't know this. The only thing you know about him is his record.
That all I know is the record. Okay.
That's it.
Let's do this. If we were
I've
to
seen Floyd.
if we were to do this and say the best boxer I've ever seen, that's a different discussion. I'm gonna say Floyd Mayweather. If I were to choose a boxing,
What are you
career
basing this gold status on?
Huh?
Besides, what are you basing his gold status on?
Who?
Besides his record, Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray
Yeah, besides
Robinson.
besides his
record. Okay, so for me, like your record does count. Your record,
Besides that,
besides record,
yeah.
I can't use the eye test because I went and looked at old footage.
Mm.
I read about it. I read about him.
Yeah, you can only read.
I read his biography. I read what the experts were saying, and I can only go on what I read because I didn't see, which is I can't be fair. I didn't see.
What did you read that stood out?
Okay, so the fact about him being the most complete boxer, like
That's true.
defense, offense,
Yeah.
combinations, the way that he
skills.
moved. At one point, he was virtually untouchable. The fact that sometimes you couldn't actually hit him or hit him meaningfully,
Yeah.
and just in terms of also being a beautiful fighter, and also his fights were headlines as well. Not like nowadays, because you can't compare the two.
Yeah.
And then also
Was famous at the
he
time.
was famous at the time, and you can only fight the best of your day. You can only fight the best of your day. He fought the very best of his day at the in his weight class. That is why they came up with this whole thing, pound for pound, was based on this guy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, pound for pound is like, that's why there's like, if everyone was at the same weight class, they would say Sugar Ray Robinson is the best.
Okay, so now, based on what you said, I can say the same thing about Floyd, and that is a fact.
Yeah.
Because Floyd is untouchable.
Yeah.
So now the proof that I have that Floyd is untouchable is going back to the record. So now his record is been beat before.
Yeah.
Meaning he's beatable.
Yeah.
Meaning you can crack his code. I remember a fight with Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah. Oscar suffered in that one. What kind of a fight
And
was
Oscar
that?
at the time was a champion in that division.
Yeah.
You know, it took time for that fight to happen.
Handily.
You understand? And the interesting part about it, and a lot of people don't know, is that Floyd and his dad were going through a rough patch. So he was coaching Oscar De La Hoya at the time. He gave Oscar a
And
blueprint.
Floyd still beat him.
Still
My
couldn't
nigga.
crack it.
My
You see?
nigga. My nigga.
So
See, hit and not get hit. Like for me, like some Joe's to hit and not.
that's genius.
That's what boxing. If
Yes.
I were to pick a boxing career, I'd have Floyd.
Yes.
Here's what I do: I bore everyone to death.
Yes.
I frustrate you,
Yes.
and when you get frustrated, you start making mistakes. And then I get my punches in, count out the round,
Patience.
listen your ham.
Yeah.
Who has Floyd? Floyd doesn't knock. He's not a knockout artist.
No.
Unfortunately, I like seeing people get knocked the
fuck
fuck
out.
You get knocked the fuck out. In fact, that's what I'm gonna put on my next
Yeah,
one.
let's
You
put it.
got knocked out. That's what I'm basing it on. I don't mind someone saying that Floyd is the greatest ever. What I do mind is people saying Pacquiao is the greatest ever. I have a problem with that.
Oh, I do have a problem with that too.
I have a problem with.
But he's a
people's-
beautiful boxer.
He's a beautiful
He's
boxer.
entertaining.
He's
Yeah,
entertaining.
you
but-
see action.
Yeah, you see action.
Yeah, he's always pressing.
He's always pressing.
Yeah.
He'll knock you out
Yeah.
as well. So you know what, also with Floyd, I remember I was speaking to Luco before. That he loves Mayweather. He doesn't even want to hear any other debate. He doesn't want to hear any other angle. He's a boxing fanatic that way.
Yeah.
I said, you know what Floyd Mayweather is like. He is like the greatest football team to have ever existed, and that's for me
Yeah.
is the Spanish national team between 2008 and 2012.
Yeah.
They won the Euro, they won the World Cup,
World Cup.
and then they won the Euro again, and then that Barcelona team, which is pretty much Spain,
Mm.
won Champions League and all these things.
That's crazy.
What they did, they played the tiki taka, Joe. Joe.
Yeah, that's great.
pass, score, hold possession. That is genius.
Yeah, it's genius.
If I could pick, that's exactly what.
Yeah,
I
that's Floyd. Floyd was
Yeah.
he's a goat for me. You know, even outside of boxing, you know, the moves that he's making business wise.
and he's knocked out 27 people. Oh, that's good. That's good.
This guy is good.
You know, he's very good.
I mean, my thing is this: I acknowledge the fact that it's hard for people to love
Like him,
Floyd.
yeah.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
But at some point when I saw him, when he was still called Pretty Boy,
Yeah,
I didn't like him, you know.
Yeah.
But then when I saw him box and you know you
he's
see
genius.
him, you're like, wow, this guy
He's not a beautiful fighter. Let's not get it twisted. He's not a beautiful fighter.
is.
How do you say it's a beautiful fight?
You must watch the Pacquiao fight.
I watched that Pacquiao fight.
You
It was
must
boring.
No, you must watch how he moved, man. You must watch the Oscar de la Hoya. You must watch the Kodo.
He'll hit
You
you
must
with the
watch the shoulder.
Yeah, for me, that's not beautiful because for me, the beauty comes in on the offense as well. He's a lot on the defensive side. He's a lot on the defensive side. Yeah. So
No, I agree with you. The thing is that with people who love the sport of fighting, they want to see violence, and it's good.
It's a combat sport.
That's why I love MMA.
MMA.
I know that's extreme, but I love MMA.
Yeah.
You must try it, by the way.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, please, you must try it.
Yeah.
And so with Floyd, he's not a typical boxer that's entertaining like Mike Tyson. With Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, someone's gonna get knocked the fuck out. So with him, you just need to be patient, have your beer, have your snacks, and just relax. Even when you go watch it live, it's not like with Mike Tyson where you got there late and they're like, hey, you got knocked the fuck out, man. You late. It's like how
I was spying my popcorn.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
I was like, yeah.
So with this guy, you can just relax and chill and just enjoy the build up.
The build up.
Yeah, the build up into it.
Okay, yeah. So other than Floyd, who's like a sportsman or a sports team? We've talked about Pirates. We've talked about Floyd. Let's talk about a sports person that you are passionate about and why.
I think so. I love MMA, by the way. So the person that I recently started following was Israel Adesanya. He's Israel Adesanya. He's a current middleweight champion in the UFC. He's originally from Nigeria, moved to New Zealand, and then he has over 100 fights professionally. But then in UFC, he has a beautiful, perfect record of 22-1
and 0. What's the one? Draw.
It's a loss. He lost one when he moved up his weight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his weight division originally is middleweight. Yeah, but then he moved up to heavyweight, and then you know how it is in the middleweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one guy that I'm following. The inspiration behind him, he used to be, bullied as a kid, coming from Nigeria, going to an all-white country, being a black kid there. And then, he stood up for himself, started, teaching himself how to fight and so forth and so on. And then, he loves anime. I love anime.
Yeah.
Naruto.
Bleach,
Dragon Ball Z, all of that. So that's one guy that I like. Now he's making money,
Now he's making the money.
Yeah, now he's making the big bucks.
Why do UFC guys don't make as much money as boxers?
It's not a popular sport yet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I asked you if you watch MMA. You were like, no.
No. I've just heard about it.
Yes. So it's not really popular that much, and I think. Also with the promotions, there's not too many promotions when it comes to UFC. I mean, there's like UFC, which is like the top one, and then there's local ones, small ones that are not really that lucrative.
I remember seeing, isn't there an EFC?
EFC in South Africa, yes. That one, you don't make money there as well. And you
have you gone to see one of those shows?
I wanted to before the lockdown, yes.
Yeah, you wanted to, and then that happened. I'm sorry, man.
But it's not as exciting as the UFC. If you watch the UFC, you're not gonna be interested in South African stuff.
Is it?
Yeah, and another thing, it's dominated by, not to be xenophobic, but it's dominated by African people.
Yeah.
Rather than South African.
South Africans.
And it's a South
East
African
Africa,
thing.
West Africa.
Yeah. So that's people are not represented.
I wish like with that, I found that people from other African countries who come here, they are hungry, bro.
Yeah.
No, they'll outwork you. They'll outwork you. At like whether it uses whether knowledge workers or hand workers, they'll outwork you.
Some guy from Zimbabwe was telling me. He said, "You know how we ask for jobs,
yeah,
especially at restaurants. We tell them we don't want to be paid.
Yeah.
we make money from our tips.
Yeah.
That's why most restaurants in South Africa, they are
that
dominated by
makes so much sense.
Zimbabweans.
Yeah.
You only get paid when you become maybe like a manager or something.
Yeah, yeah.
In some restaurants,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna speak about
Yeah.
a lot of them. That's why Julius Manima wanted to visit the popular restaurants just to ask how many employees they have and so
Yeah,
forth and
yeah,
so on.
yeah.
And I mean, you go to restaurants, you see them. We don't have a problem with them being there, but what makes them taking anything
Yeah.
makes our people to suffer, because our people are not going to take peanuts.
Yeah. Yeah,
We've got
that's true.
families to feed, because we don't only feed our own family.
Yeah, we
got black
others
tax.
Yeah, black tax. Yeah.
When mama kusacela imali,
Well,
yeah, mama right.
right. Awumnandi.
Yeah, you got a pool there by the house, but she still wants money.
It's a code.
Yeah.
I remember when I started working. I thought they left to be fair to them.
Like what you're hearing so far? Make sure you never miss a show by clicking subscribe now button. Follow on YouTube, Instagram, and other platforms listed. Also, check out the website for more information. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for the support. Now back to the show.
They left me alone for 1 year. After that,
Serious.
hey Joe,
Pay back the money.
pay back
Pay
the
back
man,
the
pay
man.
back the man. Joe, bonuses and stuff like that. To this day, things like
Yeah.
any bonus that I get,
Forever.
be go killer.
Yeah.
Next one,
And he knows money, that one.
Especially taking money out of his now. You should take that money, yeah, 100%. No, so as you out, there's another book that I'm writing.
Okay.
See, I get bored, and I'll get bored. Right? I'm joking.
That's good.
No.
That's
when
good board, though.
I-
Mas I'm shy, I must be
I'm shy. I'm missing a bag.
Oh.
No,
Good.
so I'm writing about Father of Man because every time I write a book, I'm trying to solve a question that I have for myself and other people have. The other question is like, how do we build better men? Because we've had this gender-based violence thing and everything, but I think the focus has been too much on what women have been going through. Okay, men go through stuff as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we see R.I.P. the late to Rick, passed away because of mental health related issues. So I want to get from your take, how is it that you can at least be like real with yourself and like real with your emotions? And
I think the society that we living in, it has made men who speak out to seem weak.
yeah,
Yesterday, when I heard the news, I knew Ricky personally. He was, I wouldn't say friend, but I knew him. For many years. Would chat there and there, or go to his barber shop and get a fresh haircut. So I went on tour on his first album with him. We were selling albums on the boot.
yeah,
So I think the thing of men speaking out, it's still taboo. It's not something that you can. It's not normal. So I think for us to build, proper manhood, as much as we have those man conferences and those fake man conferences, I think we should
actually have. I'm planning one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm planning one.
Please
So
do
later
it.
at the end of the year.
Yeah, we need to sit down as men and talk to say, bro, what is that you're going through? I have a friend who shout out to him.
Shout out.
That's one guy that is not afraid to be emotional about whatever that he's going through.
That's very good.
And that's one thing that made him to be able to get over certain things, because he went through a lot of things in his childhood. But then now, the problem now is me, reciprocating the same energy as him. I cannot tell him about Ndezin because I'm not there yet mentally. He's stronger than me. I'm not. I mean, I'm thinking, Guti, I can even show you the text on our group message. I'll be like, I shouldn't have
Yeah.
You know, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think we need to talk as men, and not necessarily to our women, but we need to talk to our fathers. We need to talk to our friends. We need to talk to our brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now women, this thing is trending now. Women are like, no, we're here for you. We need to talk. Mara, the first thing she'll tell you, she'll say, man up.
Like, what does that mean? First of all, you asked me to speak. Now I must man up. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is. Like when I was doing research, I was like, okay, how to be a man and all these things. A lot of female-based publications will say, how to be a man. Now, as a female, how do you understand what a man's going through? Can you really understand? I don't know.
You won't. That's why as much as women, they say that they very complicated, and we also have our own complications.
Yeah.
We just need someone to seek us.
Yes.
And most women who are not, abangagelezanga, they'll
Yeah.
say, "Uthi, men, they're easy."
Yeah.
But we go through a lot of things. We process a lot of things. We have a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was listening to Ricky Rick's track the other time, when I was driving here. In one of his lyrics, he was saying his family or his mother was saying that we are because of you, and basically saying that simengawe,
Yeah.
and then should do by the second billion, not by the second.
Yeah. That's
So
a
you
lot
can-
of pressure.
So
hey?
you can imagine a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Now he's thinking of going,
Yeah.
so that this pressure can just,
Yeah.
you understand. So I think we go through a lot of things. We also put a lot of responsibilities that we're not supposed to on our shoulders.
Example?
I know it's bad going back to Black Text. Maulid me the other time she was asking for imali airtime. Data actually, because she finished the data by mistake.
But okay, what she left? She didn't switch on airplane mode.
No, is Zangabe pilot. So my mom now she's asking airtime money from me. And guess what I said? I was like, I am fit to Nendo. I can deed mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just, it wasn't a need for her, but then there's another guy who's given a responsibility to take care of other people. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying but then it's hard for us to start our lives while we need to fix a certain life.
It's very
and then now we have to start all over again.
Yeah.
Now
it puts you on the back foot because black tax, because when I started, I think it was in my second year of Span. I just got a promotion. One of the worst things I could have ever said to. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was my second year. Yeah, it was the worst thing I could have said to my parents. Why?
Don't say it.
I said it. Isn't because I want them to celebrate my successes. Mind you, if I ever get a promotion, no one's knowing. Why? It was.
If no one's taking your aeroplane,
you're there. You won't even like how. But like I remember my mom was asking, was like, yes, M7's in Angas with Angas. Yes, I'm like, that's by design. That's by design. My dad, I was basically, like it's something. There's this whole thing of you have to tithe, 10%.
10%.
That's a lot. And then also, I think it was a Trevor Noah. His mother, freedom of black tax. I honestly think that's why. If you want your kid to be as successful as Trevor Noah, freedom from black tax.
Yes.
You know what? Listen, I've already struggled, and I don't want you to feel the brunt of the struggle by you taking a step back by giving me money. So I want you to take, at least for your job, is to take the money that you have and be as successful as you can. Yeah. So that's,
she's a very smart woman.
Yeah, well, she was very, very smart woman. But we took much. Hey, Trevor, little figure too. I need you on the show. Trevor.
Yeah, it's be mad.
We know, like, nigga, why would you listen to you? I'm asking him to get on the show. You asking him for this.
Mad. Black tags.
I want you on the show. Karabo once. You like, sure, Trevor. So that's the thing. And then also, there's something about being a guy. And then you've also, your mom is looking at you, and then you also your father, my dad also passed away. Now, no one has ever said this, but I'm already thinking, I'm like, hey, I need to take care of these people. I need to work hard. I need to do all these things. And there were times I'm like, oh, this is a bit too much for me. Very much for me. So I can I don't get it, but I understand what he was sort of like going through.
Yeah, so sure, it's crazy, man. The amount of pressure that we have as men, and you know what? The interesting thing is this: men who are working have pressure, and men who are not working also have pressure.
Exactly.
So we're all going through probably the same thing. We can relate. This is why it's very important to have those real men's conference, whereby we can all relate to each other's issues. And then I think if we can talk more, I think we can get to solutions. And then also one of the things that creates so much gender-based violence, And I think with our society, they're looking more on the consequences than the cause of the issue. So they would say cancel him, or Magaejele, or he must be killed and all of that. You need to go back to the source. To what made this guy to do this? Chances are it was normal ways from
Yeah.
And when you grow up with that, it's very normal.
It's very normal for you.
Yeah, it's very normal.
No one told you that you're not supposed
It's wrong.
to.
No.
Yeah.
Or it's illegal. No.
Yeah.
So you see that, and then you're like, oh, okay, so this is what a man does. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Also being able to control your emotions.
Yes.
We're not all emotionally intelligent people, but we need to be able to, control our emotions as well.
Yeah.
Be calm and also, make a decisive decision into making a choice in a certain situation. Yeah. So I was asking a guy, my colleague, two of them, to say, what would you do if your wife cheats on you?
Yeah.
This other guy was like,
We too.
I was like, okay. And then the other one is like, and then they asked me, when I carry, what would you do? I was like, I'd leave.
Yeah.
And why? Because I already meditated upon it.
Yeah.
I already thought, okay, in this situation, what would I do? Because when I asked this other guy, he changed his face.
He didn't think about it at all.
No. He was like, what? I'll kill her.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the thing.
He wasn't even lying. He was very honest.
He was honest.
Yeah.
And I told him, I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah.
But, okay, not to be racist, but I call him Engelbrandt. He's a white boy.
Engelbrecht.
Yeah, Engelbrandt.
Engelbrecht.
Yeah. So I told him to say, you need to, as a man, you need to think about every situation that you might be in.
That's good.
You need to think, like, okay, what am I gonna do if I find this woman cheating on me? This is the first time I'm getting this.
Because I've been so honed in. You just been getting a lot of this. That's my applause.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I told him, I was like, you need to calm down and you need to think, because you're not thinking about the consequences behind after you killing him.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I don't care. I was like, no,
that's
calm
why.
down.
That's why.
I was like, calm down.
Yeah.
Think. What are you gonna do if you find the woman cheating on you? I asked my friend the same question as well, because me and him we talk a lot, and we chat, and we kind of like share the same mind. Shout out to Sipo Marima. I must bring him as well.
Yeah.
You're gonna
bring
have a chat with him.
Bring him.
You got kids now. So now what he would say all the time, he'd be like, I'm coming to your house. I'll be sleeping there for 3 days.
Yeah.
You need to help me to get a place and sort myself out, and then you're right.
That's a better response, eh?
I was like, wow.
He's probably thought about it, ne?
I can call him now.
Yeah, no, let's not call him now.
We can, I'm serious.
Call him now.
Okay, we can.
Okay, snap, call him.
Oh, we can, bro.
I just put him on speaker there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him on speaker.
Yeah.
Like it'll tell you, and that's our code. And it's crazy. Wait, no. So I call him Kels for. Can you hear it?
Hey, what's up, dog?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, Malika?
Are you good, bro?
I'm alright, dog. Are you?
Oh, good. Listen, I'm on a podcast now with Unjabulo.
You on there?
I'm on a podcast, so you're live on a podcast right now. Ne?
You're live on the show.
All right.
So now, I need you to answer, like, you must give me the answer that you usually tell me, ne?
Okay.
What?
How honest do you want me to be?
100%. The same answer that you tell me even when we are alone, ne?
Okay, yeah.
What would you do if you found your wife cheating on you?
Hey, bro. Honestly speaking,
Like,
honestly speaking,
You can do this to me?
I would file for a divorce because I just don't think. I'm certain that if that happens, I won't be able to see her the same way, dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. So now, in that incident, ne, like what would
Yeah.
you, like the action that you would do after finding out, after seeing it, what would you do?
I'll give you a call, ask you where you're at, come through to your house, probably bring a bottle of wine or whiskey, drink it, cry, wake up and move on with life.
Thank you. That's what I want to see.
Amazing.
That's what I was people, beat people, end up in jail, end up doing stupid stuff. Just drink a bottle, cry about it, go to your guys, cry about it, laugh about it.
Yes.
Next day, wake up and move on with life.
And I'm telling you,
Awuzomuhleka.
And that's what you must do. Just laugh at me so I can get over it quickly.
exactly. I'm gonna call you next.
All right, thanks. Sifa.
Sharp. See, exactly.
Dope.
So imagine having this type of conversation with 10 guys and them having the same mentality.
Yeah.
You see how calm he is?
Yeah.
He didn't say I'm gonna kill her, whatever.
Yeah.
No, he just said, and he's my friend.
He's got to
so we
put
flock
some
together.
diesel stuff, eh?
Exactly. So he's like, no, buy a bottle, get to your house, cry there, sleep, and then that's it. We're done.
Yeah, move on with life.
It's all about decision making.
Yeah,
man.
that's amazing. That is amazing. So, okay, so that's us, because we need to speak out and say exactly what's going on, how we feel, and really think about all these situations. What you said was so powerful. As a man, you need to think about all the worst case
Have to.
scenarios.
You have to.
And in that instance, what are you going to do? Are
Yes.
you going to do this?
You think you can do this to me?
What are you gonna do? That's very powerful. Actually,
You have to.
I'm gonna quote you on that. I'll put it in
Please.
the next book. Yeah, but
you have to think of every possible situation, because right now you love each other, you love your wife, but then there's a chance that you might hate each other.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know what I mean? So please put your mind in that position.
Yeah.
Even in life in general, besides relationships, because I don't want us to dwell more on relationships, but even in life itself, when you're driving that Audi, you must think to yourself, "Kuti, if I don't have this anymore, if you are a religious person, am I still gonna pray to the same God?
Yeah, that's very
I'm not
true.
losing because
Yeah,
I
that's
lost
powerful,
I lost that.
Yeah.
Ganye, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna lose myself? Is this car making me?
Yeah, that's
you know?
100%. I'm gonna give you an
So,
applause.
so those are one of the things that you need to think of.
Yeah.
Everything that you have in life, you know,
Yeah.
besides appreciating, but you need to think of it when you don't have them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So once upon a time you didn't have this.
Yeah.
So now what's gonna happen?
Am I just gonna
You know?
throw my life away because of?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also, while we're having the same conversation about Uriki, you know, one guy was complaining with you, but I'm finding it difficult to speak to my wife about what I'm going through. You know, all she says is man up and all of that.
Yes.
But I'm finding, comfort and solace in my side chick.
Ow.
I was like, ew, bruh. I
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah, the house side chick. Look
Do
at
me a
that.
favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Wow.
So no, I'm just being real, So he was like, bruh, like, and I'm not a cheating type, but one thing that made me to make this friend of mine a side chick. That's why I don't encourage men to have female friends.
Yeah.
Because you tend to get a promotion.
I'm an
But all about promotion,
to one side.
yeah, I'm a side piece.
Yeah.
Because they're doing the things.
Yeah.
You understand?
They make the things
Yeah,
that to be done.
yeah, but so he was like, because I find it comfortable. There was a time where I was like, I don't feel like going to work. My wife was like, you have to better get your ass to work. And then I told my side chick, I don't want to go to work, and she was like, no, it's fine. Come to my place. Let's chill and tell me what is that you're going through.
Oh wow.
And then after the conversation they had,
He was fine.
he was fine. He performed better at work. You understand?
Ah,
So side chick, shout out to the side piece.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to the side piece.
yeah, so shout out to her.
Okay, go. I'm a side piece. But I'm not.
Yeah, if you know that you're a side piece, you must write note. You need to be very, very, instrumental in the man's
the psyche.
please, man.
So if you want a promotion, I'm joking. No.
Yeah, you never promote side piece, but those are one of the chats you should have.
No, I'm not even on my side. Like I'm saying, if you're a female, right?
Female friend.
not even a female friend, like ushate nomuntu, let's say
Yeah.
umfazi,
Yeah.
girlfriend, or
A
your
partner. Yeah.
whatever. If you're instrumental in a man's life, listen to
Please.
what he has to say and say, babe,
Please.
if it's okay to not be okay. Do you know how
Yes.
powerful it is for someone to tell you it's okay to not be okay?
Yes, and uyigubhe, even if the guy is not used to talking, but like
Drag it out.
drag it out.
Yeah.
Umtshele ukuthi I'm not going anywhere. Noma ungakhipha umnyango.
It's a way down.
Uthi I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. And then watch the guy cry. I cry.
I've never cried in front of my wife,
Never.
Personally, I've never.
Yeah, no, but when the day comes, and it will, when the day comes, I remember for me, when
Ngikhala ngiyi-one.
I remember when my dad passed away. I couldn't.
Khalile mfana. Bakamfathile man.
Look, what happened is that a week before. No, it wasn't a week before. Was it a week before? It was like I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks before, ne?
Yeah.
He wasn't getting any better, ne?
Okay.
And
Recently, you know, esibhedlela.
I say it's better.
Mm.
And also that's why I think that's why I can't smoke. I can't do it at all. I'm sure
really?
like his lungs collapsed because of extensive smoking, so I
Okay.
can't do it. People can do it, but I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So then, 2 weeks before, I just knew, something clicked with your vibe.
Eish.
Your vibe. And my
Ish.
mom was like, it's okay, how you can.
Eish.
For an entire week, I was like, guys,
Ish.
I can't come to work. I can't come. And this is deadline time. You know, you've been working at a project for about 4 months straight, like around
It's
the clock.
crunch time.
It's crunch time. And I was like, guys, I for the next 3 days, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not able to.
But how were you though? Like emotionally and character wise, were you a monster or were you a baby?
What do you mean, monster and baby?
Were you like when you were going through that? Because you know, as men, when you go through stuff, especially with your loss,
Yeah,
guys tend to become monsters.
I was a mixture of both. And I mean,
Oh. Okay.
I came across as abusive because you don't know how to really deal with it. Because your very first superhero is
Yes.
very short.
Oh shame, man.
Yeah.
And then when you were like a
The
last born,
the last one, yeah.
you spoiled brats, ne?
Definitely not. No, spoiled bread does nothing.
How got the song spoiling and to
Didn't
keep
spoil it, but there were conditions. That's not being spoiled. There were conditions. Oh, I'll perform a spanning. No games for you.
Eish.
Okay. No. Yeah. So I came across as a bit emotionally tough
Yeah.
to my wife or fiance at the time.
I'm sorry to her.
and then
She stuck it out.
she
She
stuck
still
it out.
said yes.
She still said-
Damn.
She already said yes before, so right now, man.
Zambi, let's
Zambi.
again.
So then, I became then I cried and I cried. I got it all out. I got it all out.
You went through all the emotions.
I went through all the emotions. I was even going for counseling as well.
Oh, really?
I had to.
It was hectic, ne?
Hey, no, because I was going for counseling before,
Mm.
but then this compound knows that I had to talk about this as well.
Mm.
I sure any time of the day he passed away, I also cried like a lot. And then I think you don't really get over it because like you remember all the milestones and
Oh,
everything.
shit.
But some people go through a hole.
Mm.
They go into this hole and they don't come back out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, okay, listen, he wanted me to live my life
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And the guy was like pushing 70. So like, come on. I can't say it was
Yeah.
like tragic.
He's not in debt.
He's in debt.
uNkulunkulu akamkoloti.
I'm going to forget.
Yeah, uphilile.
Uphilile.
Yeah.
So then for me, I was like thinking, okay, so I've cried, I've processed my emotions. I'm still going to talk about it. I'm still going to say, like, listen, this guy was important, but he also wanted me to live my life.
Yeah.
And my wife, she helped keep me alive. Oh, because it was like so much stress, or like work stress.
Mm.
And then also I couldn't, you never think that this guy is going to pass away.
Yeah.
Like,
Because he's Superman.
but he was
Not Batman.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. If it was Batman, you come to terms because this is rich kid, spoiled rich kid who didn't grow up in the hood. No, I'm joking. So, and like I cried in front of her, and I still cry in front of her, and I still say this is exactly how I'm feeling because we established that
section.
That's the safe space.
Yeah.
You need to have
That's
that
nice.
safe
That's
space.
good. A lot of guys don't get to that level.
No,
I've been with my lady for a long time.
a long time.
But I've never cried in front of her.
Jeez.
So now
Have you ever asked yourself why? What is it? Like, are you afraid to cry in front of her, or you?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You don't know.
I bottle things up. I'm like Ricky Rick.
You just
Bottle
bottle
things
it,
up.
yeah.
You know, the only people that I would talk to would be my close friends, but
Mm.
I don't tell them the whole
The
information.
whole
Ukuthi,
story.
like if maybe ngizokutshela what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
That's just me being vulnerable.
Yeah.
I'll tell you as a gangster, you know. I'll
Yeah.
tell you, mfethu namanje ngishaya stress lapha esipanini, mfethu
Yeah.
bayangikhinya again.
Yeah.
Bayenza so nakaso,
And
okay,
then that's where it
cabang.
stops. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's it. You know, I'm not gonna tell you, it's okay. I was affected by this. You know,
You shine.
yeah, got a warning. I was supposed to do this and that.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
financially, I'm going through shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna say that. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say, oh, mfethu,
Yeah, but you don't really.
now I'm a good rough. You know, I need to control
Hopefully.
myself.
And then you hope they have bigger problems than you. Like,
You know what I
feel
mean?
better with myself. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the type of thing that we need to get over as I'm out and you know and not be afraid and just own our emotions
Yeah,
and
I think that's
yeah.
that's a big thing. You know, most people who end up in prison are not career criminals. They're not people who like, oh, I'm waking up today, I'm gonna plan, I'm gonna shy heist. Most people who end up in prison are normal people like you and I.
Yeah.
When I say normal people, we don't plan to go to prison. I
No.
see Obo Sledgy, Obo Papa Action, Obo
Yeah.
Chester, we're not one of those
And
people.
our business sledge.
I just like the name. Yeah, it's like Joe. If I was a gangster,
Chester.
Chester, Papa Action,
Kabang.
Bolo no Tongpo. So they're normal people like you and I. And then next thing, it's like the guys that you were talking about. What would you do if your wife cheated on you? I'll kill her. They were not playing.
They were not.
And most people go to prison because they don't know how to talk or to have good conversations or open, honest conversation where the emotions are high, the stakes are high, and there's a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
And so next thing, like domestic violence, like a woman will stab her husband and then she has to go to prison because she couldn't voice out what she was frustrated about, and vice versa. So this it sounds easy, but it's really tough to just talk and be honest with you. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know.
Zubi.
Hey, rough. So I just really just talk. Just talk. That's why I'm also I got into podcasting because I can have a chance to just talk about things I know nothing about.
Yes. And ask questions.
And ask questions.
Yeah,
They
that's good.
don't want to sit down with you and ask like what actually is going on. Oh, I'm dumb in this area. They like to think I am a nerd or
You see that?
yeah, exactly. So we need to be able to just talk and have the conversation out.
Yeah.
So what is the biggest lesson you'd want to teach your son? On 18 months, he has to go out. It's 8 o'clock on his 18th birthday. You told him 8 o'clock on your 18th birthday, whether it's Monday, Sunday, you're writing an exam or not, you're getting out my house. You have to go out there and grow up and take on the world. What's the biggest advice you're gonna tell him?
Phew, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
You know, it goes back to thinking about any situation. Thanks for this question. I think well now as I'm thinking, I think I'd want him more than anything to be himself. You know, and because that's one thing that made my relationship and my dad to drift apart.
Oh yeah.
Because I wanted to be myself and he wanted something else, and he forgets ukuthi I have his DNA. So mina na is nenkani. So we're never gonna, we're always gonna clash. I'm serious. I had to analyze the whole situation. I said to myself, okay, because mina and I, Siafana, we both got pride. Should we fight? No one's gonna come. No one's gonna bow down and say, okay, bro, listen, I was wrong. Because we're not apologetic people, you know? So also I think I did not tell you this. After he cut me off, he just a short story. After he cut me off, I left the Kaya when I was working. Got an apartment, beautiful apartment in the sky, nyana.
Yeah.
Nice, beautiful balcony, nice car. You know the normal.
The Lonnie laugh.
The nice bachelor life. It was beautiful.
You were Bruce Wayne. That's what you was Tony Stark.
My life was nice, bro. Sure,
yeah.
Cooking and all of that.
Yeah.
So I would go a Kaya. My mom made a deal with me to say, Guti, you have to make an excuse to come just to visit.
Yeah.
I'll wash your clothes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
so
okay.
I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll bring washing them every week. So
Yeah.
that would be a chance for me to see, her. So now it was not nice to check on my again because I would park my car outside, then she'd come out.
Oh, wow.
Athathi basket, khulume nami for 2 minutes nyana, ngimshange hug. Ngathi ngiyamcheck lapha ekhaya.
Check, yeah. Got to sit chair.
I'm trying to hug kiss my shop my only things of
Yeah.
No, but every day,
Yeah.
she pushed for me and my dad to reconnect because he'd be like, "Wow, she'd be frustrated."
Yeah.
You know, then that went on and on and on. Then it got to my dad.
Yeah.
My dad was like,
Yeah.
you know, the first time my mom told me, Baba kuya kufuna,
Yeah.
I was like, hell to the no.
Yeah.
You know, I refused because I didn't want that.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of
You
here.
know, I didn't
Get
want
out of here.
because I was like, this guy dragged this thing for too long.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, why should I go back?
Yeah.
You know, I'm good. I'm a man now. I'm good.
Yeah.
And he's not responsible for anything that I have.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's why he can't tell me shit.
Yeah.
You know. So next week I went to Endlini and she was literally angry at me. She was
Yeah.
like, "Ngicela Endlini."
Yeah.
My old lady makachinja. I was like, okay, ma'am, whatever. I'm gonna go in.
How did this disagree with your mother when?
Yeah, when she does the face.
Hey.
I went in, sat down, and my dad just said one thing.
Mm.
He was like, "I miss you, son."
Aw.
I was like,
Really?
shit. I was quiet for a bit. He killed me.
I murdered you.
That's the only thing I wanted from him.
That's it. I miss you. Let's work it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss you. Yeah, let's work it out. I'm sorry for everything that happened. Let's just, put things. That's how guys apologize, basically, And I was like, no problem. That's all I wanted from you. And then, we started, I invited him over to my house to watch Orlando Pirates game. And he was like, yo, got the TV I bought a big ass screen. He was like,
how big was it? Was it 75 inch, 65 inch, 55 inch?
I think it was 75.
75 inch TV.
75.
My goodness.
Yeah, he was like, yo, got the TV
You seen it in my
You
pillow. Yeah.
So, no, it's just that I planned everything that I had. And, with everything that I did in life, it was to prove to him
That I could make it.
Yeah, I can make it. And everything that I bought was big.
Mm.
I lived by myself, but I bought a big ass couch,
Mm.
big table, and I'm living by myself.
Mm.
2-bedroom apartment that doesn't even have furniture on the other bedroom.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like I need to prove to this guy that I can make it.
Yeah.
I need to prove to this guy that I can do things on my own.
Yes.
And so forth. So we hung out, got to know him, we catched up. Now me and him are boys, we chill together,
Yeah.
we roll a blunt. He smokes weed, by the way. Yeah.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, he loves weed, and he was not too.
The weed that he smokes, does he like with those with nicknames?
Oh no, he smokes
plain.
Plain weed, and
Like
for
Durban
him,
poison or salmon,
oh no,
white
yeah,
girl or whatever.
Yeah, when you come, white naked girl. Yeah, no, he doesn't smoke that. He smokes weed for recreation.
Recreation.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
So I grew up around him, I royal
Yeah.
as kids, and for him that's normal, and it's not something to hide. So now, we chill, have a beer, I see him all the time, and we have a very tight relationship. So I would always tell my son to be himself and make sure that he's not apologetic about being himself. Yeah, and then obviously most of all he needs to have respect for for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a controversial question?
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask a controversial question. It's not even a controversial question. It's a question that I like asking. I'm out,
Yeah.
and then you'll have an opportunity for you to be the host, and you ask me questions.
Okay.
That's what I like to do. If your son says, "Dad, I'm gay,"
Yeah.
and this is the life choice I want to live, what's your reaction?
I'm glad you asked that question because guess what? I put myself in that mind.
You put yourself on. Fantastic.
But then it will always go back to upbringing,
yeah.
Because I do not believe being gay is something that's natural. I honestly that's
what you
that's what I believe, and I'm open to learn more about it.
Yeah.
I'm not gay, so I don't know much about it. I have a lot of gay friends, so I don't know much about homosexuality. So I would think Ukuthi would have everything to do with upbringing yakhe, to say Ukuthi what is it that would make him to be attracted to men. So if he says that Kunguti, I've introduced him to a lot of girls, we've done a lot of boy stuff and all of that, then I'll say, okay, that's probably who he is, and I still love you, you're still my son.
Yeah.
We live in a different time.
Yeah.
You know, if he was born in the 90s or in the 80s,
He dies.
it was gonna be difficult because we don't have education about homosexuality.
And
you
we're
know,
not exposed to it.
and people who don't like gay people don't need to go to jail. But they need to be educated.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's one of the talks that we need to have as men, because there's a friend that might be gay, but he's afraid to come out.
Yeah.
Good say, hey, bro, listen, the reason why you don't see me changing women or being with women is because I'm gay. It's because I'm gay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, being a modern person, I would definitely understand, because I have gay friends. So why would I accept a stranger in my life and not accept my own blood?
Okay.
Yeah. Wena, same question to you.
Same question to me. For me, the thing about that is that's one part of your life. Your sexual preference, one part of your life.
Yeah.
It mustn't be the totality of your experience.
Yeah.
That I am a gay person. I don't think you should put it that way. You should say that is my sexual preference, not that's who you are, because that's a part of it. Like, because me, I work, I go to gym, I like reading, I like writing. I
talk shit.
I talk shit. I like talking shit. Other people like to talk shit, so we all talk shit together.
Yeah.
And then I also love women. I'm also a married person. It is a part of me. So my question is, okay, fine, that's nice, fantastic. One, hook it up. How you can do that, I don't know.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, you need to find that thing that like what your spark is. You need to find your profession. You need to find something that you love to do, because that cannot be your entire identity. And nowadays, you know how tough it is. We've got all these different identities that are out there. Now kids are being confused, and now they can pick if they choose to identify with being a male or a female. There's a lot of confusion that's out.
Now you're cutting a kid's dick at the age of 12.
Like, honestly, that's the thing. And then at 12, what do you really know about yourself and life? Maybe if you're like 18, 19, 20, you've thought about it. So for me, I'll be like, okay, like, same approach that you would have. You're saying we've done all the boy stuff. We introduced you to a lot of girls. We've brought you up real well.
I gave you a condoms at the age of 16. I gave you a first packet of condoms at the age of 16.
Exactly.
You know?
All of that, like, prepped you for life. Because relax, I don't know when
Go
some
out.
people live. Relax, and then once I've really prepared you and I've given you all the love and affection, I'm still going to love you no matter what. Nobody, you're my son.
Yes.
I'm still going to love you no matter what.
Yeah.
The thing I want you to be careful of is that don't let that be your entire identity.
Yes.
Because some people will say, I'm an alcoholic. Then that's the entire identity.
That's the identity.
Or I love weed. That's the entire identity. That's a small part of it. I'm still going, because I still don't understand, because I'm not a homosexual myself. So I don't.
And you don't have gay friends.
I do have gay friends. One of my best friends is gay. So
Don't lie, bro.
no, I'm not lying.
Are you serious? Man, come on, I can
Coming
call.
up Sunday didn't man.
Okay.
Yeah. We went to roads together, bought a house. He was one of the groomsmen at my wedding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
He's openly gay.
Openly gay.
Okay.
Yeah, openly gay. We went to Brazil together. Me and him went to Brazil,
nice.
Argentina. So I spent a lot of time around this guy. So I don't understand his feelings. He won't understand.
So you don't have much education on homosexuality
when you
as
say,
well.
Also, like, I'm educated to the point of saying, so, like, I asked it, is it a natural thing?
Yeah.
Or were you born this way? Were you not born this way?
Or there were things that happened that made you not to like
were there
women.
things that happened to you, and many that I've spoken to, it's like, this is how it's legit. It's how I feel, and it's just the way it is. That's the thing.
It's a fair point, because Tina would think Ukuti, it comes from abuse. It comes from being surrounded by women, because most gay guys that I grew up with in the hood, there's a gay guy that I grew up with, literally. Like, I would see him grow, but then I would think what made him to become gay was that he was the only boy in Lee.
Yeah.
So he played with dolls, pila nabo auntie, nabo
Yeah.
gogo, nabo siblings, nabo sis.
Yeah.
So I think that what pushed him to be gay.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that's gay. There's another one that's lesbian. Both of them have been abused. So that made them not to,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
women.
Because also, like, the thing about that, I think, some people will say, no, this person was abused. I think that's not a very fair point, because the many people who are abused that don't turn out to be gay or
Yes.
lesbian, the many people who are abused who go out and they still remain heterosexual, but
Yeah.
then it manifests in a different way. They end up killing people or
Yeah.
whatever case. I don't think abuse
Yeah.
only is what people call it the root cause, like will lead you to be that. If it's the way that they feel, I'm gonna have to believe them, because
Yeah, we need
I'm
to
gonna have to
learn more about it.
I'm gonna have to believe them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a problem with them. I don't have a problem with that. But then what I've found is that, and also for me, like my uncle, I used to play with cars, and then I used to play because of course he was around.
So you played with the dolls.
I played with the dolls.
Yeah.
I played with cars. I
You
played
also
games.
wear your mom's shoes.
I didn't wear
to
my
check.
mom's
Would-
shoe.
I wore my mom's shoe just to check how it feels to be on the heels. You've never done that as a kid.
Wear heels? No, there was the one time I was doing a drama play where I acted as a gay character. I acted as a gay character.
And I'm sure you killed it.
I murdered it. I murdered it.
You know, non-gay guys, they killed
Yeah,
those
I murdered
characters.
the role, so I don't necessarily have a problem. So at least I've been at least exposed. But then I was the way this question stems from. I was just chilling and having a conversation, and I'm out. I'm like, talking about like raising kids and what it means to be a guy. And
Yeah.
I jokingly put up this point. I'm like, what if he says that he's gay? Oh, yeah,
Guys going crazy.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna disown him. I'm going to basically the same question like what would you do if someone cheats on you? So
They
like,
don't think.
they don't think.
Yeah,
Like,
you need to think.
yeah, you need to think you're gonna kill him. Why? Like why? Because like what he's actually saying is that he's doing something that I don't believe in. So what if he does something else that you don't believe in?
Yes.
He's gonna like let's say he ends up supporting chooses to support pirates. Are you
Yes.
gonna disown him? Like
Yes.
it comes back to having those conversations. All right.
Yeah.
At this point, we're going to start wrapping up, and you've got a couple of minutes to ask me questions on the show.
I didn't even have questions prepared. Okay. What's are you planning to have a big family that you had, like you grew up under as well, or you want to keep it small?
From a by 5.
Serious?
5. So
In this economy, in the man,
you also panda, chief. Also panda. Like back in the days, they used to raise how many kids and
back in the days
with
was
nothing.
cheap. Kids ain't cheap, bruh.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that they ain't cheap. I think we make them expensive
Why?
because we want them to go to all these learning schools. We want them to have like all the things that we.
But you went
have.
to a learning school, so you have.
I don't
wanna
have to.
continue.
I
You wanna
don't have to do
continue?
that. I don't have this page
So
is
you
sakona,
miss
ne? This
So
page
zizwe.
it's page is
It's page.
sakona, yeah. Sakona, ne? No, okay, so for me
Shout out to his page.
it's a sakona,
Love
ne?
that school.
It was amazing. So for me, a massive family. Like for me, it was like growing up. It was my dream to have 4, maximum 5. That was my dream. But we'll see how we go. We were after the first one, the second one, the third one. But now you need to be more. You need to be mindful of it because we save the economy and stuff. Because now
Yeah.
think about it. Let's say, I got 5 kids.
Mm.
I die, something happens to me. Now my wife must raise 5 kids.
Yes.
It's a risk.
Yeah.
It's a big
It
risk.
is.
So I need to make sure if I make sure I'm economically set,
Yeah.
so that I have like 5. Like for me, the right number is 3.
Not
Right
even 2 years again.
The right number is 3. For me, I think the right number is 3. If I end up like the kids are a blessing, if I end up with 2 and that's all I can, then I manage.
That's
That's fine.
fine.
Like let's say let's say minimum 2 because I want the kids to have the experience of having siblings. Like it's
I
a very
see.
special thing to have
Yeah,
siblings.
it's nice. It's
And
beautiful.
then maximum I think 4, 5 will have to be a bonus from God Himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What do you think about family though? Like in terms of, because I would think that you did not grow up with your cousins. You did not see your cousins often.
Yeah.
It was only the 3 of you guys.
Yeah, so with family, we did see our cousins. Like one of my younger cousins grew up with us,
Okay.
but the other cousins we would see them every now and then. Like my mom would make an effort to take us back.
Oh,
to
from your mom's
Mpumalanga.
side?
Yeah, to
Okay.
go see them. And then from my dad's side, we did have our cousins, and then we had our own complications. So that's why I haven't seen them in a while. So
course.
cousins are important because they help you think about other things. I would like if you've got siblings and they have kids, make sure that they all know each other and work with each other. Yeah.
Okay, so now that you're not part of the complications in the generation that you're in, would you then make relationships with your cousins that you did not? Not to say good you see each other every now and then, but to know them.
Yeah, no, it's very. I think it's very important because like this show. I love this show. It did us a very big community service. The show SAPC maybe is a.
I don't watch TV.
You don't watch TV. You
No,
watch
no.
Netflix. You use Netflix. And
Oh
chill.
no, I don't. I read books.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Yes, we read books. Okay, so for some of us, people's we who
Nan
watch-
biz nama TV, it's not business, it's productive.
So there was a show called Kumbilekai.
Okay, I know that.
You know that. I
Yeah,
thought
I
you
know.
watch TV. So Kumbilekai, and I found it painful to see someone who hasn't seen their cousin, their aunt, their mom, their brother, their sister for decades and decades because they want that sense of belonging. They want that sense of this is my person, this is my blood, and we should all stay together because nothing is more important than family and close
Like
friends.
how I saw you
Yeah.
and didn't see me.
Hey, Joe, that's not my fault.
Imagine if boy into Mazama, you're share like.
And then next thing,
Then next thing stanga emshadweni
hey, Karabo, unonjabula
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing. And also, even if the relationship is not close, but you need
Yeah.
that support structure. You definitely
Yes.
need it. I've seen it, especially when I was getting married. Woo, wow, way. My cousins helped me a lot.
Yeah.
They helped me a lot. So, and especially if once we were being estranged from each other. So I'm thinking that it doesn't need to be in your face every
Oh, no, of
single
course.
day,
No.
but like have the connection, chat to each
Have
other,
a number. Yeah.
have the number.
Yeah.
speak
Now
to-
WhatsApp has made it to be simple. You know,
yeah.
you comment on the status, you laugh, and then how's everything? Everything's good.
Yeah.
Okay, sharp.
Yeah, and then also,
Move on.
like how family feuds would play out. And I could speak to other people I went to school with, and there's like I never want to see my mother again. Hey, why? What's
Oh,
going on?
and
I never
then-
want to see my brother again. Ooh, what's going on? I don't want to young teen. But then
Yeah.
the thing is, Masig Shuba.
You
Who
need
are you
to
gonna
holler.
call? Who are you gonna call?
Yeah, you
Not
need to holler at them.
Ghostbusters. You're gonna
Exactly.
call your siblings. You're
Yes.
gonna call your mother. You call your close cousins to come help you. Just like starting shot. So yeah, you have to be there.
Yeah.
You have to be there. And then also, when you're negotiating lobola, who's gonna be there?
Exactly.
Your uncles, your aunts, your cousins. Everybody's supposed
Exactly.
to help you. Yeah.
And I think also one of the things that made your wedding to be also successful was that what I observed was, the unity in your family as much as everything happened, but then how united the family
Came
was
together. Yeah.
and how the wedding was conducted because so mina ubaba mi
Yeah.
umajola ne?
Yeah.
My grandmother uyinkosi. Everything that needs to happen ngomshado wami needs to be ngokwesiXhosa. And if you're not connected with the family and also how umshado is conducted, this is just an example with umshado. You need someone that's gonna guide everything that's gonna
Yeah.
happen in a certain way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, those things have a certain effect on how the wedding can be played out.
Yeah.
So I loved the wedding was very beautiful.
Thank you.
And how it went down. So Ulon,
Yeah.
he was very instrumental.
Yeah,
they,
he cried.
Yeah,
he cried.
I love that guy. Yeah, I always bump into him all the time.
I like actually uzohlala. We
Yeah.
must come to the show. Like must come to family is it's very important
That's very
because
important.
they're the people that have saved
Yeah.
my skin. Especially cousins as well. You learn a lot more from cousins than
And also Malume food. You don't know.
Of course,
Yeah.
no, I've been a Maluma since I was 12. You see now, and it's a very special relationship. Who they're gonna call?
They have
This
to call
guy.
you.
This
Yes.
guy
Because
here.
now you're like a head.
Yeah, hey Joe.
So Numzan. That's why I'm wearing this jacket, even though it's hot. Now I need to respect people's
and I told him he
homes.
could take the jacket off. He didn't want to.
No, he texted me on WhatsApp telling me I need to put a jacket on.
That's not me. That's
Figure no
not...
chwala la kind ngithele phansi ngiphahle ngikhuleke ngoba kankosi udla mini. Awu
Futhi iphi
bafethu.
impepho yami? Okay, all right. Well, next question, sir.
And then in terms of what you currently love, like your job versus writing and all of that, what is it that you, if you had to choose one, what is it that you actually do? I would think this podcast falls under the writing stuff
Yeah.
because it's all about communication. mostly.
Yeah, everything is about communication. You see, the thing about project management and product management in IT and writing and podcasting and videos and speaking, they pretty much interconnected.
Okay.
If you think about it, because in project management, you own a business, by the way, the way it's set up.
Yeah.
Because here's this product that you need to make sure is delivered from start to finish.
Yeah.
And you're working as part of a team to make things happen from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's similar. It helped me in terms of the books. It's helped me in terms of the podcast as well, because like writing a book, the project, from start to finish, you think of the content, you think of the cover, you think of the distribution, the budgeting, all of it. Like, and there's no difference. Like, the content is different, but then the principle stays the same.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So with project management, like if let's say I didn't do it for somebody else, I'd still be in some way, shape, space, form doing it for myself.
Okay.
Because the disciplines you carry throughout your entire life. Lo Mshato was a project. It was the hardest project of my life.
But exciting.
But exciting.
Yeah.
So the thing about that is, which one I love most?
The one that doesn't feel like work. The one that doesn't, when you do it with a smile.
FIFA. I'm joking. I'm joking. For me, it'd be. I think it would be the speaking and communicating with people like this.
Okay.
That's,
you love that one.
No, that and the thing is, in project management, you know what you do in project management. 90% is this negotiating with people. Hey, let's chat. Let's chat. Basically, the stakeholder communication and the speaking. Like that is that for me. That's effortless. It's the other things that are around it, because now you need to, like, other things that are around. Now you need to plan and do this and do that, but then the communication part of it, that's something that's effortless for me. And I've studied your great speakers, from your Tony Robbins to Boom Jagger TJX, in case you didn't know. That's what my music is.
Wow.
Like the great speakers, the great writers, great entertainers, all of them, they are parts of their job that they hate. Like, whether you like it or not, you have to do this thing. Like budgeting, some people but you have to do it. So like what some people I tell them to say, like, is it the case that you don't like your job, or is it certain parts of the job that you don't like? Because whatever it is, you're not going to like. Let's take writing, for example. One of the things I don't like doing is doing intensive research on what I'm writing about. Because I have to read, like not just read, but like read intensively.
So you don't miss anything.
You don't miss anything, and then edit, and then So that's also the tough thing about it. But then the good thing about it is I like seeing the idea being on the page. So for me, I'm fortunate enough that I'm not like waiting tables, or nothing wrong with waiting tables or managing a restaurant, because I have no interest in doing that. I've got no interest in being a lawyer. I've no interest in being a doctor. No interest whatsoever in being an accountant. I'm in IT because I just like technology stuff. I love my gaming part of it.
Geek.
There we go. Yes, I'm a geek. Yes, I'm a geek. So I'm fortunate enough to be in an industry that pays me relatively well, and that allows me to explore and also read up on other things. Because like it's funny, they'll be like, your microphone is so professional, your camera is like HD, because I use my phone as my webcam. You've got this banner that, like, it's looking professional. I'm like, well, yeah, because think about it this way. I'm in IT.
You know your stuff.
I have to. Like, I mean, like, project manager and the IT guy, I don't know your stuff. I'm creating mobile applications and web applications. I have to read and study about these things anyway. And like everything, not it's almost everything is technology based.
Yeah.
Everything, so it allows me to do that.
You have to be relevant.
You have to be relevant. So fortunate for me, I'm not drafting legal contracts because I have got zero interest in doing that. So
You don't want that shit.
yeah,
You good?
Nah, no, none. So if it like even when I have my own massive studio, I'm doing things all for myself. I've got the discipline of project management to negotiate and to lead. And fortunate for me, I do that every day. And I've come to realize the hard fact that there are things in your job that you can actually do every day. And there are people that you don't like. Abafuni, but you have to interact with them anyway.
Unfortunately,
unfortunately, yeah.
So I've got 2 questions left.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you one question. I've never seen you saying anything about music.
Mm-hmm.
I love music, by the way. And
Skatsama piano.
Not that shit.
Yeah.
I love jazz and hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I was wondering if are you into music?
Yeah.
If you what genre are you listening to?
Yo, a lot.
What's your number one genre?
My number one genre
that made you to fall in love with music.
What made me fall in love with music? It was gangster rap, nigga.
Rap.
Yeah, it was gangster rap.
Give me your top 5.
What rappers?
In any particular order.
Rappers.
Yeah.
Like
No order. Top 5.
No order.
Yeah, on top of your head.
Okay.
Right now, that you can think of right now.
Okay, Tekashi 6ix9ine. What? Migos.
Besides rappers, bro.
Migos. I'm joking. I'm just messing with you right now. Okay, I'll give myself this one.
Do me a favor, please.
Bro.
Get out.
Okay, because I think no particular order.
Yeah.
Biggie.
Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, Biggie Smalls.
Okay.
Notorious B.I.G. Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z. 5, I always vacillate. I'm not gonna say
Nas.
I'm not gonna put Nas in
Why
there.
not Nas?
I
feel like Nas gets so
Andre
disrespected.
3000.
Okay.
Andre 3000.
Okay, I can give you that.
I'll
I
three
can-
stack.
Yeah,
all
those
day.
stacks. I in your list, I'll take out B.I.G.
Yeah.
and put Nas.
You put. I understand why you put Nas. I get why you put Nas.
The lyricist. It's just that you know what.
Did you hear that shit? Illmatic. That's poetry, bro. That's poetry. It was 19 when he did that.
Yeah,
Yo,
done.
yo.
He's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then last question.
Yeah.
What made you to fall in love with bodybuilding, and who's your favorite bodybuilder? And then I'm gonna debate because I have an idea who you like.
Okay, you have an idea. Okay, so what made me fall in love with bodybuilding was my dad. We'll start there. So
really?
he used to take me to
Yeah,
gym
of
at
course.
like 14.
Okay.
And I was 14 when I started like training.
And I was late, Shem. Killer. Umenzanga kahle as umfana. There's club V's and at the gym. The kids start training at a very young age.
I started at
in high school.
13, 14 is still fine.
You were old. You were old.
Yeah, no, we started me at 13, 14. And then I trained and started
picking weight.
Yeah, I started picking up weights. They said like I've generally got a good body structure and whatnot. So
genetics from him because he was training.
Yeah, genetics from him, and I'm fortunate enough. Because when I was born 3 months premature, I was born at 6 months.
Oh, really?
So then they had to give me, I don't know what medication it was. And I was like, oh, so you guys give me steroids. Because growth hormones to help me grow. And yeah, so like, you know what they did to Messi, so that's the thing. So in my family, I'm like this much taller than everybody of the entire thing.
Yeah, you have the edge.
Yeah, I had the edge. So then, and then also for me, like I have a bucket list item to look like this guy. They call, Frank Zane. I don't know if you remember Frank Zane. I want to look like that.
Oh, really?
One day, just to look like that. To just be on the cover of a fitness magazine and whatnot. Yeah, I just have that goal. So I didn't know. Funny enough, I didn't know bodybuilding existed until I didn't know. I was just going to gym and just looking at bodybuilding.com, but I didn't think that this thing existed.
Wow.
Yeah? And then that's what
I'm glad for your honesty, by the way.
I'm dead honest.
Yeah.
So then I'd listen to bodybuilding motivational videos.
Yeah, those are the best.
You just pumped at the gym, right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't think you always think, oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that's it, because he's the most marketed and notable one. Then when I really started thinking about bodybuilding, I think it was about very like 2017, 18. That's when I really started thinking what bodybuilding was like. So I'm like, oh,
relate once again.
I'm not going to admit, I'm not going to like knock, but then once I got into it, I started doing my research, so I can know exactly about what it is. So then that's why I like bodybuilding, for the discipline.
Yes.
The shows and the posing, I'm a bit on the fence with that. The oiling down, just but like the discipline in the gym and the diet. My goodness, it's a bit tough. Yeah. So my favorite bodybuilder, again, I'll go top 5. Not who I want to look like, but just like my favorites.
Yeah.
So there's Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lee Haney, Phil Heath, and Dorian Yates.
That's a weird one, but I understand. But that's a very weird one.
Yeah,
is that a particular order, or
that wasn't a particular? Well, there wasn't a particular order, but one I'd say who's made the most impact on me because of the fun I have is Ronnie Coleman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I give you my 5?
Yeah, give me your 5.
My top 5.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah.
In that order.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Flex Wheeler. Without Flex Wheeler,
there is no Ronnie Coleman.
There's no Ronnie Coleman. I'm glad you acknowledged that. Flex Wheeler number 1. Ronnie Coleman number 2. Number 3. Jay Cutler. I feel like he's underrated.
Yeah, do you know he got second place 6 times? Eh?
Yeah, he's underrated, and he gave Ronnie Coleman a run of his money.
He's the only one to beat Ronnie Coleman, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So yeah, Jay Cutler. That's number what? Number 3, right?
Yeah.
Then I've got number 4.
Yeah.
On Phil
Heath. Yeah, the
Phil
gift.
Heath.
Yeah. Number 5.
Number 5. I'm struggling.
It's tough, eh?
Number 5. I'm struggling.
So other person's list has Ronnie, Arnold, Jay. Well, with respect to Jay, Dorian. There's Lee Haney. I don't know why he left.
My thing is with Lee Haney, as much as he's one of the greatest of all time, having the same record as Ronnie, I didn't see him perform. I didn't see him compete.
Some people that you see.
Dorian Yates as well. He was at his peak, early 90s. I wasn't watching him. He was with Sean Reyes and them.
Yeah.
So
just people that you've seen.
People that I have seen and that I've actually seen them change.
Yeah.
That's what I will tell you about Ronnie Coleman 2002.
2003.
Yes, you understand. So the last one that I would say.
Yeah. What about Dexter?
No, Dexter. The Razor is good, but I wouldn't put him in the top 10 because
not Kev. Oh yeah,
not Kevin Rooney. No.
I don't know why they put this guy in. Yeah, he doesn't deserve to be top 10. For Heath,
I would say maybe Kai
Green.
Green.
Even though he got snubbed so many times, he should have at least 1, even 2 Olympias. I think
Kai Green. At some point, he was better than Phil, but then because Phil, with the judging, man, it's not the people that judge. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't.
You get it very wrong.
So
very wrong. Okay.
So I would say Kai.
Kai Green.
Put Kai Green. It's just that he does not have, a lot of, accolades.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So,
No, I get you, but he's like a very big personality. For me, who I want to look like is this guy. That's it. Frank Zane. I want to look like this guy. That's it. That
is crazy.
Because this is something I know I can attain. I'm not gonna get into the
What weight class is this?
He's at 200 pounds, eh?
200 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's around 80 something.
No, that's around 80, 92 kilograms. Yeah. So this guy.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 92.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How much do you think I weigh?
105, 10.
135.
You weigh 135. God damn, that's like 300 You're 300 pounds. You're over 300 pounds. Oh shit. Okay, because I don't know what pounds is like.
Pounds, I think it's like 1.7.
1.7. Oh,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I because I looked at his dimensions, his proportions,
his
height,
and you can tell with this physique at this time, aka steroids. They call it gear.
It's juice.
Gear was not popular back then.
Yeah.
So this is pure hard work.
Pure hard work.
Yeah,
like what he did, but I do know that he did inject amino acids.
Yeah, well, he did, but it wasn't sophisticated like now.
Imagine, like I think Ronnie Coleman said, imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger on what they had back then.
It was gonna be
he's gonna
massive.
be like massive.
Yeah, it was gonna be massive.
Yeah,
but
so
I don't Schwarzenegger was like a lab rat, so they
Yeah.
tested most of these new
on him.
drugs on him, and he was big. Man.
Yeah, it was very big. So like, who I would want to look like Frank saying that's. I'm gonna stop
Yeah.
with that. I don't want to look like Ronnie. I don't want to look like Phil Heath. I don't want to look like no. Those
But
guys are
bruh,
mess.
go to Flex, bro. Can you go to Flex?
Yeah, let's go to Flex
Oh
Wheeler.
man.
Flex Wheeler was.
Oh man.
Didn't they call him the Sultan
Oh,
of Symmetry?
Man.
Yeah, they call him the Sultan of Symmetry.
Oh,
Look, this is
man.
like the most iconic bodybuilding picture.
Oh
Jack.
man. Look at this, man.
I mean, like, come on, didn't pull up the big one.
And he's got his legs amputated.
Yeah, one of his
Oh,
legs.
man.
Look at that.
This is beautiful. And then Sean Roden also did the same pose as well.
Yeah.
May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, Sean Roden. Hey, these bodybuilders are just dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe.
And all of them is the same thing.
Heart attacks.
Heart attacks and all of that. So
What is
it
the
goes
problem?
back to gear.
That was the gear that they use. The
Yeah, it goes
overgearing.
back to that.
Yeah,
There's nothing else that could mess up how your heart.
and everything. I like honestly, I would never gear because I'm not going to be a pro.
Never say
bodybuilder.
never, because
Why?
no, never say never, because there's a situation that would make you be on a gear.
Yeah.
Like, let's say, for example, I said to myself, I will only start doing it when I get to a certain age, and also I have kids, like maybe
Why?
2 or 3 kids,
Why?
because you know there's after effects when it comes to kids. Sometimes
You
it
can't
affects your infertility.
You can't produce testosterone or something like that. Yeah.
Naturally and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So now at our age, our testosterone is at its peak.
Yeah.
That's why we just take supplements, protein shakes, and all of that. But then when you get to a certain age, doing the sport that we do, you could never do the weights that you're doing without gear. And you must remember, we love bodybuilding.
Yeah.
We want to squat 5 plates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember.
So
I remember I put up a video of me doing it's only 110 kgs.
I mean, you were pushing course the other
Yeah,
day. I
yeah.
mean, but that's a leg press, so you're still cheating. Anyways.
What should I do? Put on my back.
So when you get to 50, you could never do that.
No, without
So
gear.
yeah, so you'd have gear
Okay,
that is
I get you.
administered professionally.
Profession. Okay, no, okay, I get you there because when
It's it's like with your running. They ask him about gear.
he says yeah.
He says he does it, but then it's administered and it's something that is done professionally. That's why he's healthy internally.
Yeah.
He just has these, hip surgery that happened.
Yeah, that messed him up.
Yeah, but internally everything is fine.
Yeah. Okay, so from that perspective, yeah, I guess.
So please don't say never.
All right, I won't say never. Right
Because
now.
at the age of 50. Sibanga 50 manga, we popotwane.
It look like a house. No, 100%. No, so like honestly, like for me, like me being late to bodybuilding, I'm like, why didn't I actually think about it like earlier on? Yeah,
It's actually good that you started late, because you get to a point whereby and I'm glad you trained in a Lani place, because you don't get those conversations.
Yeah.
If you train in the hood,
but so,
it's steroids talk everywhere you go.
wow.
When you get to the hood, they tell you they say you chima masono. And you're like, God damn, how am I supposed to train, my bro?
Yeah.
And they're like, bro, there's this thing, I'm gonna hook you up. Do you want? And with the hood, the people are not educated.
Yeah.
So they tend to administer shit wrong.
Oh,
you
then
know?
you're done.
And all these things, they come from Thailand, they come from those Indian places, and they don't have proper instructions. So you have people popping pills, popping, injections, and then they have swollen arms.
Yeah.
They're not balanced in their shape.
Yeah.
Even the type of exercises they do, there's no symmetry in their body. So it fucks you up.
Big time.
Yeah, it does fuck you up. So in many places, the nice thing is that you train by yourself, you do your own thing.
Yeah.
If you do your own steroids, you do them by yourself.
Yeah.
But if you get caught, you get kicked out.
Yeah, 100%. You get kicked out. I mean, because I would have the conversations. Because I heard one guy said, "Yo, don't juice." He called it juice. Don't juice without proper advice, because now he cannot produce testosterone by himself.
Naturally, yes.
I'm like, damn. When they're like, stay away from certain brands, I'm like, why? Because this happened. They use all these substances that are not good for you, so you need to really think what you use. But then the advice that I was giving is like, make sure your diet is
Proper.
on point.
Yeah.
then you can start throwing in your supplements and
Whatever
whatnot.
is.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
make sure your training's on point and your diet's on point.
Yeah.
I think it was Sean Ray. He said, if I only had $20, which is like 300 Rand now,
Yeah.
he said I wouldn't go buy any protein powder.
Yeah.
This is a guy who got second Mr. Olympia twice.
Yep.
So
A
knows
legend.
he knows what he's talking
Yeah.
about. He said, I'd rather get myself a nice healthy steak and some vegetables and all that. So I'm like, this thing, I don't know why people give bodybuilding a bad thing. Because if you really think about it, what is it that you need to be a good bodybuilder except for juice? Or
Diet and
the
discipline.
diet, the discipline, you go
The
to
hard
gym,
work.
you hard work, and you have to be healthy. So how can you
Yes.
hate it? How can you
You
hate
can't
it?
hate that.
You can't.
And also, one of the things that give people who train, and not necessarily bodybuilders, the edge, especially in the workspaces, is that they get hired first. So, as a manager, I would hire someone that trains than a person that doesn't train because
You know what
he
you're
understands the
saying. Yeah,
discipline.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
not gonna be. First of all, he's not gonna be late at
Yeah,
work because
yeah.
he's not late for gymming.
Yeah.
So he's used to the system of
Yeah.
coming to work on time. Since he is at the gym on time, he is also disciplined. So the art of discipline comes from the gym. So those are the best employees
Yeah,
ever.
those are like, what you mean.
Yeah, the best.
100%.
They're productive at work.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what life would be like without a gym.
Oh no, true. It'd be crazy.
Honestly, if I don't gym at least once or even twice in a week, at least.
I get sick.
Really?
I mean, I get sick literally. I have stomach cramps. It's crazy.
Yo.
Now I start doing push-ups,
Dude, I have to do something. I have to lift.
and it's not enough.
No, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's definitely enough. And so this is, it's a great. I don't know. Some people.
This was his last performance.
Yeah, this is last performance.
This was beautiful, eh?
Yeah, this is last performance, and he was doing men's physique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this guy's just a
Oh,
beautiful
man.
specimen.
Ooh.
Okay, the most beautiful bodybuilder was Flex Wheeler.
Flex,
The
bro.
most the most beautiful
You
Flex.
must listen to what Ronnie says about him.
Yeah, on the that podcast.
Yeah.
I
Oof.
remember that. It's like best friend in the whole wide world.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. It's like it's amazing.
Talking about they're arguing about who has the most surgeries.
Yeah,
It's like you're beating me now.
Exactly. Yeah,
It's
so
crazy.
like you know what I want to do as part because I live by a bucket list because I want
Yeah.
my life to be an adventure. I would just do one show, just AYJ.
Fucking just drink.
For just three, a purple. Number 16. Just to say that I've done it. Just say I've done it.
Okay,
Move on with
it's
my life.
fine. We'll
Just-
support you.
Just
Go ahead.
just to do it once. Just use it once, and after that, I was like, okay, it's enough. In fact, my wife said I should do it. Just do it once.
Serious.
She's
She's
just-
supporting this shit.
No. Just to do this once.
So you're gonna be on gear. You
No,
have to.
I don't want to be on gear.
But then you're not gonna be on the bodybuilding. Unfortunately, you're gonna wear beach pants.
Give me beach pants, fine. Like no, just to do a show. Just to do one of these shows. Even if I,
Wanga church, ufika lapha and ukhombise baby oil. Then you're lapha esontweni and do a bodybuilding. You know that video of the guy? I will show it to you.
Sure,
The guy went to church and he started, showing people the body that God gave
I don't
him.
believe it. I don't
I'll
believe.
show
Why
it
would
to
you
you.
do
South
that?
African. Abaza,
What was that? Yeah, what was that? I need my daughter. Yeah. So I'll do the beach pants. Just to do a show. Just
okay.
because why it's the preparation that I am interested in.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, Karabo, we're gonna have to wrap it up. I'll call you back again. And then we need to talk about just pure music.
Please.
Just music. We'll talk about music. Yeah,
And
because
we talk about alcohol too. Ne?
we'll talk about Jameson, hot dog.
Galagat.
Gordon's.
Oh wow.
Gordon's. I don't know. I heard it for the first time 2 years ago.
Apparently it's nicer than mini gins. Apparently.
Gordon's.
Yeah. And then there was a fake one that came during lockdown. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
and
no-
I'll show you. I'll bring you samples.
Bring me some. We'll the alcohol centric podcast, and then I'll get someone to sponsor it. Okay, cool. So that's me, myself, and Karabo. Thank you very much for taking the time out to come and join. It was a jam. All right, that's me and Karabo. And remember, guys, that success is a progressive realization of the ideal. That means you're going after what you've always wanted to go after, not because someone's forcing you to do it. That's the only way you can live a truly fulfilled life. So you need to go out there and go after what's worth it for you. And I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for joining us on this episode on the NJ Podcast. Make sure to visit the website, the njpodcast.captivateair.fm, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, all the other podcast platforms, or via RSS so you never miss a show. You can also find the video content on the YouTube channel and Instagram page. That will be Njabulo James on YouTube and njabulo.j.ngosi for Instagram. Please subscribe and follow on those platforms as well. And while you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on the podcast platforms, or if you'd like to tell a friend about the show, that will help us out too. If you'd like more information about published or upcoming books, visit www.njabulojames.com for more information. Please reach out if you'd like to share what you would like to hear and which guests should be invited to the show. And remember, success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal, which means that you are doing what you have always wanted to do because it is aligned with your highest values, and this is the only way you can live a truly fulfilled life. Now just chill until the next episode.